Yes, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, James on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Fundraising, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat Cape Town, congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. To spoon. You wanna get a news update, to spoon. Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today?
Spoon TV.
Yes, what you got today?
Spoon TV. Spoon
Bada 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 bada. Skiddy biddy biddy dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment. On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon television.
Yes, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, James on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon.
Okay, folks, welcome to the program. Thanks for joining us tonight. This is Spoon Talk. We are back on the radio. We're live across the Spoon Network, Spoon FM 107.5. We're live on Fabric Radio 101.1 and a host of other stations across the country. Many thanks to our affiliate radio stations across Liberia that are relaying this program. Thanks to Trust FM in Bombing County. Thanks to Premier FM in Bong, Trend Radio in Grand Crew, Radio Yalaman in Setley, Nimba County. Thanks to Gibi FM in Kakatamar, Gibi County, and a host of other stations across the country. We're back on the radio. We're streaming it live across the internet tonight. As always, we're live on Facebook, Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV. We're live on YouTube. Our YouTube handle is Spoon Talk Live. We want to appreciate all of you for joining us tonight. Kindly share the program as you come on, and it doesn't matter where you're joining us from. Share the program in your different group chats on your Facebook timelines and in your WhatsApp groups. Just give the program some shares tonight. Let's hope we can have a great conversation. And I want to welcome everyone tonight to this edition of Spoon Talk. My name is Nelson Colette, and of course, we have James Kude Flomo have joined us tonight. And this edition of the program promises to be great. It's loaded, lots of great information for you. This is one edition of the Spoon Talk you just can't afford to miss. As always, we give you authentic information about the happenings across Liberia. And regardless of where you are, you can always watch or listen to the program Spoon Talk, maybe on the radio, on the different frequencies, and of course online on Facebook and YouTube. So welcome to the show tonight. And James, I want to welcome you, man. It's good to have you on. How you doing?
Yeah,
Is it cool? Is it cool as at where you are? Because I
yeah,
see
it's very cold now. We are in the winter. It's
mm,
very cold here now, bro. Like
very cool.
yeah, like I had to even put my heater on. It been on since the entire day.
That cool and the one from the Walagisi Mountain, which one really strong?
I cold there from what you brave it.
Yeah, man. But it's a great thing that we're here tonight.
So this is the weather right here today.
Wow,
Yeah, it's
wow.
cold, bro.
And that's the beauty of nature. We get to experience nature differently. Um, at the same time. Here in Liberia, we've entered the dry season. Dr. Richardson and I were just speaking last evening, and we were just sharing the experiences from both sides. Here is hot. If you don't have AC or at least fan in your house right now, just know that you will go through high level of discomfort based on how hot it is. We're not talking about flooding now. Not too many
See,
reports of flooding.
see the man telling me your current bill will go up. Don't worry, Baba. We have a stable standard here, and not like bureau. Go ahead.
Somebody say your current bill go up because you put heater on.
Heater on. The president thinking that in like bureau.
And that's but the person may be right, except where maybe
I,
you have your own there's
bro,
a different
the
standard where you are.
the house that
But
I'm living in, my house rent, including current bill, water bill, everything has been stable for 1 year plus. I've been living in this apartment for 1 year plus. It doesn't
oh,
matter how long or how well I put it on. My 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 money is
so
stable.
no matter how many devices you have on, you can have your heater on for as long as, regardless of the rate at which you consume electricity, your bill is stable. It's at a flat rate.
Yeah, bro, this country can get cold to the extent that we can reach -20. So that is to tell you that you can't even sometimes you don't even step out. Like this morning, in the beginning now, cars they will have the government will have to like come out every morning to clear the road even before traffic begins.
Wow, that's great, and that speaks to the kind of
Yeah.
systems
So
they're
I have
having.
not I have not experienced how long I use my devices or whatever paying money because I've been here like 1 year, almost 1 year, 2, 3 months now, and my money remains the same.
Wow. Um, Interestingly, you already know the system here. If you pull current here based on how you use it,
Yeah, other
uh,
places is
your
true.
consumption of electricity is not fixed.
Yeah,
At some point, if you have an AC, you have a refrigerator, and then you have television. Maybe depending on the number of these things you have, that's how your bill goes up. Some people spend
Ye-
up to $50 per month. Some people $10 per month. Some people
yes.
$5 per month. And it's just that way. But interestingly, James, my own experience today is that okay, so my meter ran out of electricity. I tried to recharge. They say system down.
What
Imagine
you were doing until the thing went up. Yeah.
system is down for no, but these things happen. There are
You
times
did not see
you're
it
not
before.
no no.
You
There are
should
times
have
you're not
observed
checking.
it. Three, four,
There are
five
times
days
you're not
ahead.
checking. You're not checking the meter thing, and it's not a fixed thing where you say, okay, from now to the time the current will no, So we have
Anyways,
system with not only with banks, but even with LEC now we get system down situation as
oh,
well.
wait, at least see, before we used to check our current. Don't tell me that people are not checking their current again. We used to check the
No,
amount of
you can,
kilowatts we have.
yeah, you can check it. It's still
Yeah,
the same. You can check it. But if you didn't check it, if you maybe forgot to check it or you were just and you didn't check it, if it gets to that point where it's zero, it's gonna run down. So yeah.
yeah.
But that's where
Yeah.
we are.
Yeah,
And
so the person who said that they are right though. Other places, the way you use your electricity, you will spend. And again, I don't know anything about current to say I go and check my meter. No, no, no. We have a system. People direct it more and they just take it from the house rent. So I can tell you how many kilowatts I use per day or night. Now, I don't.
yeah, that's
Then again, I'm
that
not AC.
you say again, I don't what?
They're not AC that gas they're using. The heater, they're not AC. Like in Liberia, and the normal temperature for AC that's 16.
Yeah.
That thing not cold here. I want a heat. That serious heat down there, brother.
Yeah, man. But it's good we're here tonight. We the CEO and the rest of the team will be coming on. The guests, we've set up for the guests as well. We'll be bringing them on very soon. And yes. So James, anything you want to chip in with from your end? I want to make a very quick adjustment here.
All right, thank you so much, Nelson. Nelson Colette, thank you. Well, if you're just joining us, we love to welcome you. Tonight is another beautiful night. Uh, the folks will be here to talk more about the issues that matter. So, while we await Nelson to come, as soon as Dr. Richardson join us, we will begin with the name callings. Maybe Nelson will do it. But we love to welcome all of you for joining us. I just love how Liberian people, you can be saying something and the men look at you, they say you lying. They may not, they're not with you, but they can tell you say you lying. And like the man who wrote the story and said President Salif, former President Salif, that the woman said, I'm not there. They came back and said, no, we stand by our story. That's on there now. That's stand by my story. So, folks, today is Saturday. And we got one of the most important news that we've been waiting for since the battle on Capitol Hill began about a month ago. About a month ago. That is the Supreme Court stepping into the matter. But the Supreme Court would not have stepped into the matter without a complaint going before them. The last time we saw a complaint was before the justice in chamber when embattled speaker, or some would say removed speaker Kofa, uh, filed a complaint before the justice in chamber to stop the majority bloc from assembling or gathering to do what they were doing, that is to carry out legislative functions. And then the justice in chamber then said uh, he cannot issue that mandate because it is not in the purview. So what we saw was the speaker again running to the Supreme Court to look into the matter. This time around is the full bench. And today we got a communication from the Supreme Court to the legislature, not to the majority bloc or the minority bloc, but the communication is addressed to the legislature, asking them, specifically the House of Representatives, asking them to return to status quo. That is to go back to, in Liberia, we can say, let's go back to normality, let's go back to our normal way of doing things. So the Supreme Court issued a communication instructing them to go back to normal day activities, the way they were working before October 17, the way they were together before October 17. The Supreme Court says that they should return to that pending the outcome of the case. So now the Supreme Court has informed the Republic of Liberia that there is a case before the that is before them regarding the House of Representatives power struggle, and that has to do with the removal of the speaker or the process leading to the removal of the speaker. So we are waiting. The Supreme Court, according to the communication that the Supreme Court sent out to the House of Representatives on the 26th of this month. I think that's going to be on Tuesday. Today, the 23rd. Sunday will be the 24th. Monday. Okay, that will be on Wednesday next week, and it's part of next week. Uh, they are to file their return. The House of Representatives is to file its return to the Supreme Court regarding the matter. So we know that those who are to file their return are the majority bloc, okay, are the members of the majority bloc because the case was filed by Speaker Kofa or the minority bloc. So now the question in Liberia is whether or not we are going to see the House of Representatives together in one chamber. Mind you, they were not in session when this communication came out. So that is to inform you that officially the House of Representatives have not been served the communication, or the majority bloc has not been served officially with the communication. So don't be surprised if you see them on Capitol Hill together in session on Tuesday. They are to assemble in session, and then the communication will be presented to them officially, and that's how it should be done. And we will hear from them. And if they are to come together in one chamber, something that is 90% impossible to see both Speaker Kofa and the majority bloc together while this case is going through. So when this communication came out, we try to reach out to the majority bloc because it's fair enough to reach out to all parties involved. We try to reach out to the majority bloc, and the spokesperson, who is representative for the formula, said, "Yeah, we are hearing that a communication from the Supreme Court addressed to the House of Representatives is out. We will be in session on Tuesday. When we get it, we will add upon it. But one key thing that he highlighted has to do with the interference, Article 3 of the Liberian Constitution, okay, that says that we have three branches of government: the legislature, judiciary, and the executive. And that portion of the Constitution also says that one cannot interfere with another branch, and you cannot serve on a committee from the other branch. Okay, so he said, we hope that they are not going to do that, and the Supreme Court has no power to interfere in our authority, in our activities. So we cannot interpret that. I'm not a lawyer, so we await them beginning the 26th up to the end of their court process. So just to inform you, the majority bloc spoke, and also we reached out to Speaker Kofa. Speaker Kofa said, we have been served with the communication, and we will respect the law. The law is the law. No business as usual. Remember, is President Barker, who brought out that phrase, no business as usual. And somebody said, I'm signing law. I'm sorry if I'm signing law. And everyone is using this. Specifically, is the widely used word now, or the most used word in Liberia now, or phrase, no business as usual. Okay. So the speaker said they are going to respect the law. The other people said they respect the Supreme Court, and they will receive the communication and act on it in session. But their speaker two will be presiding over their session on Wednesday or on Tuesday. So, folks, we are asking you to also be with us. The team will come and they will dive into this. I'm told, and it is confirmed that Representative Ellen Ator will be here tonight. Remember, she's a part of the speaker's blog. She will be here, and probably we also going to have a representatives from let's say maybe, yeah, I'm sure one or two will be here. We will have a representative from the majority blog, quote unquote, for the family, or any other person will be here, or two representatives will come on to represent their blog. Remember, this is also a case or a drama that has been going on for a month, and it is expected to go for the next 2, 3, 4 months. Yeah, until the final result is out. So the Supreme Court is the place where every Liberian is looking up to, because this is a matter now that only the law can be interpreted. The political aspect has almost been completed, because the majority bloc, according to them, the speaker is now a former speaker. They went through the procedure and removed the speaker, elected their own speaker, who is Representative Rachel Kuhn. So the political aspect is like 95% over. Okay. Now, the only part that everyone in the country is looking up to has to do with the Supreme Court of Liberia, and that is the interpretation of the law. And legal scholars are now predicting that the Supreme Court might not enforce, or tell them who is their leader, but the Supreme Court is going to tell them to go through the legal process to give the speaker, the embattled speaker, due process. Some are saying that is over. This is just a bluff. So all of what we getting on the roadside while leading to this Supreme Court issue are all perspectives from political analysts, legal scholars, ordinary Liberians, bystanders, everyone just giving their own opinions regarding to what's going to happen, what we expect. But remember again that the Supreme Court is the last bus stop in the Republic of Liberia in terms of interpretation regarding the law. So who knows? Maybe at the end of the day, one party will run to the ECOWAS court. The peacekeepers were in country. That is the ECOWAS representatives. They came recently to restore kind, and they were not able. So yeah, we can just predict or preempt in a space and say yes. At the end of the day, Speaker Kofa will go to the ECOWAS court, or the majority bloc will go to the ECOWAS court, pending the outcome of what the court is going to say. But again, we don't know. We can only interpret based on our understanding and how we think things will be run, reading from our own way, the way we feel that the law should be interpreted. So that is the place where we are, and our team is prepared. We promise to also be part of the entire process from the court to the legislature and to the final speaker in chamber at the end of the day.
Yes, you're right, James. This is a very crucial one, and good thing is that the team is coming on. I see the CEO is trying to log in. a lot is going to be said about it. Why we have the guest already.
I think the CEO, if he's on, we cannot get his video. I don't know. He has
Yeah,
to go back.
there's no visual coming from him, so I think.
But ask the people if they can see me. Maybe that you can get me.
We can see.
So you can hear me, right?
We
Yeah.
hearing you, but we
So
can't
if you
see.
don't want me on today, that's the day I will take off.
But okay, please let us know if you can see the CEO.
That's
Okay.
all. Ask the people. You don't
All
have
right,
to
now
see me.
now your video coming, but it is not staying
Oh.
clear.
It coming.
Is
You
there
see?
someone for you?
But CEO, you've been dealing with, I think, our vibe about his internet, but I think today your
Yeah,
internet
your internet.
internet travel and not making.
But people say they can see me. People say
But
they can see
see,
me.
people said we can't see. At the time, we were not seeing you, but now we can
All
see
right.
you.
So okay, let me leave your show today. You go ahead. You have
No,
your show. You're bad.
no,
No, no,
you
no, no,
it's
no,
clear
no,
and
Now,
we
no, no,
can
no,
see you.
no, 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 no. You're bad. I leave your show.
no, now we can see you.
We got a new controller I can bring it on and put your video on.
Okay, I see. Yeah, we were not seeing him, so we did not lie on him.
Oh, a
Yeah,
lot of people
go
saying
ahead.
that they see him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he will come back.
Yeah, so it's a good thing that we have the CEO coming, and I see the other folks are getting ready as well. Um, the guests have been set up in studio. But yes, James, as you said, we are going to do our best to um, live up to our commitment to duly inform our followers across social media and on radio as well, with respect to the happenings every step along the way. This is a process, and we are watching history unfold, and right before our own eyes for the first time. This process is being challenged. The way it is. The speaker have said he would not resign. I saw a rally from the speaker today as well. So yeah, more analysis coming up on this, but it's a good thing that we're here. And uh, uh, 10 years after, 20 years after, 15, 30 years from now, these are the precedent cases that even the folks at the judiciary will be, looking at to render judgment on future cases. That's why it's very important for us to um, follow up every step along the way, and for even the parties involved to, uh, you know, go about, move on with this thing, considering the fact that this is not just about now, but hereafter we
Yeah,
have to.
you okay now?
You see, let me say something to you, James. You almost get to heaven. Well, some things you're doing, I don't think you will make it in heaven. Yeah,
What do
you
you
almost, but you won't make it. But James, thanks a lot to you and Nelson. Man, I know we having the folks from Rick's Institute. The mommy invited them, and it seemed to be that mommy ran away. Why, James? Good day. Let me go to Nelson. Nelson, mommy invited them. Why mommy ran away?
No, Mame said he was going to be a bit late because of some pressing engagements. So he was going to join in earlier. But
That's not
I
true.
think I think Mame ran away.
That's
The
not
man.
true. Mommy ran away. So this Saturday, mommy ran away. But you know what? Let's start off with them. It's also good to know that Representative Ellen Atto Wright will be on tonight, and we'll be bringing. This is what we're doing tonight. The representative will be speaking, and also just from 45 year, anybody coming from the Funati camp, then you won't come on. Just because you heard that Ellen coming on today, he said you won't come on. I said, well, man, just take off today. He said, no, he got to come on. So we'll be having a laid back show. It's about you, my fellow Liberians. It's just about you, okay? We want you to listen to the folks from Rick's Institute. When we're beginning, we're trying to tell Rick's, they said, no, you can't come to our school. Now we so tell people, say, no, you can come on our radio station too. James, it's fair, right? We try to
Yeah,
go to West Institute.
it,
Huh?
it, it's not fair. It's
In
not
fact,
fair.
they
You
put
just
say
have
I
to.
couldn't attend the school, so
but see you at that time. The people who made a decision at that time, now not the people here now. You know, they at the time the people who were
you want to
in
play
the school
basketball?
are the ones that are on here today. It's a whole new generation, different
Man,
generation.
that's the same bloodline, man. That's the same bloodline. They first said, no, we want that pay in our school. And all of them, you know who are in this? Oh, what happened again?
We can hear you.
You can hear me? No,
Yeah,
something
we can
serious happening. Oh.
We hearing you.
and we can see you.
Yeah, can you see me?
Yes.
Yes.
So now you can see yourself, but we now can see you.
No, I can see myself. I just something else came on. But let's bring in Mohammed Kaliko. Sorry, I don't know the last name. It just say L. My computer is doing something funny.
Ah.
I restarted the computer, but it's like restarting by itself. It's scary. I know maybe that's Seditians try to do something to the computer. Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, the laptop, I have to change laptop, so I have to change laptop. I think I have to. Hold on 1 minute. But I think you guys can hear me, right?
You are
Very
very
well.
clear.
Okay, so let's bring one of the dragons on. One of the dragons.
There are
Mohammed
two.
uh,
I'm gonna get the first person. Okay.
Lavalley. Man, that lofa name there or bon candidate name?
Lavalley, Grand
Lavalley.
Cape.
Okay, man, Lavalley. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure being here. CEO Waterspoon, James Gooden, and Nelson Kola.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for the warm embrace.
Yeah, man, it's good to see
Yeah, but
you.
before I say anything, I want to know who denied the CEO from entering race. We're going to start from
Yeah,
there. It's very
yeah, we gotta
important.
start from there. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, and
very important. It's very important we start from there because if you said to stop you from entering race, I will be asking you how did Ambula Mame enter? How did Fatima
but
Bintu Salim enter? How does Ruda Kupla enter? How did they
no,
enter race when they deny
yeah,
you?
but come on, man. Look at my man. Look at me. Anybody can let mommy come in. Mommy, that quiet dude. They were lying
What,
to come in.
what will you say about Ruda Brooklyn?
That Pople is a pastor. He's a religious guy. He got no problem.
All
You know,
right, and then Fatima.
I think it was a mistake to allow Fatima in. I think it was a mistake.
Oh
They
my
didn't
God.
know her at the time. They didn't know her at the time.
Uh,
Momo, what's up, Momo?
Um, trying to be cool.
Good. It's good to see you guys, man. I have to just, bring you guys in. Dr. Richardson is traveling. I don't know whether she will join us on the road. Mama say he will be joining late. I believe Fatima will be coming and the rest of the team. Most of our guys, Uncle Sam is traveling back to Liberia. How you call him? Paul Kennedy just arrived in Liberia. As a vice in Liberia. So most of the guys here are on the hustle. But it's good to have you guys, and the folks want to listen to you as to why you guys are here and talk to us about the Dragon, talk to us about Rick's Institute. I believe it's a beautiful school, wonderful program. The poor people children couldn't attend that institute, so that's why we couldn't attend Rick's because we're the poor people children. So you guys were privileged. Let's hear about the Dragon. Mohammed, you want to go first?
well, thank you again, thank you, Mr. Waterspoon. My name is Mohammed Kaliko Lavalley. I'm from the 2002 newly seconded class of Rick's Institute, the president of the Rick's Institute Alumni Association. By the way, I'm also an underprivileged, and then I was able to enter Rick's.
That's a good one. Let's hear you. I believe you say class of '99, Momo Cassell.
Well, again, my name is Moke Cassell. I'm a member of the Sputnik class, the president of that class also, the information minister by then of the Student Council government. Tonight, It's a pleasure being on this platform, one of the biggest platforms in the world. So I want to say thanks for giving us audience tonight and allowing us to present our case to the world to ensure that we meet our objectives.
Do you have some photos, some video you like to share that we can share with the audience? If you do, please give it to Nelson in studio. Those of us that really have not been on the campus, and tell us about this wonderful institution that so many good people graduated from and why you're here today. So I believe we'll go to the president and let's just hear the reason why you're here today, Mohammed.
Thank you very much. So we are here today in order to speak with our distinguished fellow dragons, supporters, and well wishers of Rex. At about this time of the year, we have our annual reunion. Call it homecoming. It will interest you to know that Rex Institute Alumni Association has been the trendsetter for alumni activities in Liberia. We have data of our contribution towards our alma mater as far back as 30 years. All right, our being here today is geared towards our program slated for November 29 at the Ministerial Complex, where we are going to be, among other things, having an award programs for dragons who have distinguished themselves in society, either within the dragons community or the state at large, in addition to global interaction. So we also want to be doing a class rally geared towards purchasing a school bus. As we move along, we will outline some of the interventions we've done as Alumni Association locally and in partnership with our sister organization, RIA USA, which has led us to flagging the need to purchase a school bus. We are targeting 50,000 United States dollars to be raised November 29 in order to ensure that we get a school bus for our school. So what that does is we want to increase punctuality of our students. We want to increase safety. And then we also want to ensure that parents and students, people, who knows, maybe one of the challenges you had was transportation challenge, you couldn't attend Rex. So these are issues we're trying to address. There are parents who've reached out to us from communities from around Rex who find it difficult for their students to for their children to attend because the lack of transportation. So this is one of the things we want to address. So November 29 at the Ministerial Complex, we are calling all dragons, all supporters and well-wishers of Rex. Come and individually stand behind your class. I represent the newly seconded class. I'll be standing ably behind my class, and I'm calling on all other dragons and well-wishers. The support base does not necessarily have to be from class. We also want to open a line for general support. Tickets are on sale. Reserve is $50, and then $25 at the gate. We're going to have the Rex Institute Choir on that night performing the Rex Institute Culture Troupe. And then as we said along, you got to know more about the program. And then I will ask my senior Momo Kase, who will give you a little historical brief about Rex.
Okay, so I want to let's finish up with you before we go to Momo Cassell. You know, saying a lot of good stuff about Rex Institute. How is the institution right now? How many students? How many teachers? How do they get paid? Let us talk about the current Rex institution that you're trying to get 50,000 to provide school buses, buses and other good things for that institution. How is it right now? Who's the principal? Who's the lead? Talk about the leadership. Let's get into the current Rex institution.
So let's quickly look at Rex as is right now. So Rex is a Christian missionary school under the auspices of the Liberal Baptist Missionary Education Convention. So the convention, through the convention, set up a board. So Rick's has a board, and the chairperson of Rick's board is Her Eminent Ophelia Hofsetuma. So the race board, and then the Alumni Association, both USA and the local chapter sits on the board, and we have other citizens of higher standards on the board, and sitting on the board as well as the principal of the school. The principal is a dragon. He's Reverend Dr. David Nyanko. Okay, he's a member of the class of 1981. And the school has a vice principal for academic affairs, vice principal for Christian education, and then a couple of other administrators. The current population of the school has about 350 students. That inclusive of boarding and day students. The school has the capacity of hosting about 600 students. And then the school runs from kindergarten to 12th grade. Our performance, which should be spoken about here, I will give you five years statistics. Okay, in 2001, the school produced 57 graduates. Of the 57 graduates, our school has always maintained consistency in passing the national exam, WAEC. As a matter of fact, myself here, I graduated 2002, and then I was an honor student. I was among the few 10 students nationally that passed the WAEC with distinction, and our school has maintained that. 2022, we have 77 graduates, 100% pass WAEC. 2023, 54 graduates, 100% pass WAEC. 2023, 46 graduates, 100% WAEC. 2024 of recent, we have 49 graduates, 100% WAEC. But there's something amazing about the 2024 numbers. 2024 of the 49 graduates from RICS, 5 students failed the school, but guess what? All 5 made a successful pass in a WAS, to tell you how our standard is up to date. Imagine school saying 5 students failed, all right, because the name was sent earlier for the public exam, and they made successful pass.
So Momo, sorry. So Mohammed, let me ask you: is RICS a free institution? So it has been taken care of by the convention, the Baptist.
No. RICS is owned by the convention, but it's not a free institution. I will call out the number here. For boarding students, the fee is $3,000 United States dollars. That's inclusive of uniforms. It's inclusive of all of the activities fees, all ID cards, PTA fees, insurance. It's all inclusive. And then for day students, it's $1,800. Now, there is provision for people like you who you are saying you didn't have money at that time. So in partnership with the Alumni Association, both Liberia and the USA, we have needs-based scholarship. We have merit-based scholarship that is offered. So it's not about your parents having the finances to send you to school. It's about having the right aptitude. It's about being academically prepared. So we have scholarships, we have need-based, and we have merit-based.
All right, I know you're to talk about your program, but I think it will be interesting in the more that we get to this RICS institution that a lot of you came from, and the difficulty the country is faced with on the educational side. You know, somebody living very close to RICS Institute may not be able to attend because they cannot afford the $1,800 of $3,000. So since you have an organization, it's only wise to ask this question as to what you guys doing, to help those poor people living in and around the Ricks Institute community, because most of the students may be out of that district, out of that community, based on the fact that they cannot afford. So it's like smell no taste. They will just want to see the building.
I disagree. It's not about smell no
Let me
taste.
finish. But let me finish.
It's smell and eat.
Smell and eat.
Smell and eat. So let me tell you about the smell and eat concept. So 2
Go
years
ahead.
ago, 2 years ago, the RIA Liberia, okay, with support from the RIA USA. When I say RIA, Ricks Institute Alumni Association, all right. So we ran the Adopt the Student program. So in your war, smell notice. All right. So we knew people had this talk about smell notice, which was not the fact. So we ran and Adopt the Student program. We went into the various communities around Ricks. We went Poor River. We went the G4 community. We went VOA Road. We sought parents. We had a team dispatched there asking for those students who are desire of attending Ricks, but the parents couldn't afford. We did an aptitude test. I was one of the proctors for the aptitude test. We have about 50 applicants. Of the 50 applicants, the performance was not encouraging. And then we set a threshold from 70 up past. So of the 50, we had 20. Okay, and the 20 sat the school after our evaluation process. 20 students sat the school's entrance. The entrance fee were all paid for, and 11 made it. As we speak today, all 11 are still in Ricks. Parents couldn't afford. It was the
all 11. You said the school fee was paid for 11 million. Can you say that again?
Oh, I said 11 students. I didn't say 11 million.
Oh, okay. I heard some.
And they're all older students.
Okay, but yet
I'm
it's
saying
the overall.
the Alumni Association reached out to communities in Ricks, Mementine, Poor River, all right, Parker Corner, Motor Corner.
Listen, I agree with you.
Reached out to parents who wanted their students to attend Ricks.
Bombay. That's the reason why you guys have this organization to help those that really need the help. Okay, that's the reason why you are here to sell this organization. So I do agree with you. If you start naming all the corners around Ricks Institute, and you start telling people, say, but yeah, still we help 11 students. You have over 60,000 the population. Student-wise, you have even more students that want to attend Ricks, but that's not the issue. I'm bringing this up. But let me finish now.
We didn't have 11. We just opened the school to all. There were 50 applicants.
Mama, let me finish. Mama, let me finish. We are not many here. You have enough time, and our brother Mama will come in. I am agreeing with you. This is the reason why folks need to contribute to this program. On the 29th of November, folks need to come out and contribute, because the more they give, the more you will help the poor and needed around Ricks. It is true that Ricks been around St. Charlie Quintan, like we would say, right? It is true. You can give it to Nelson. He will screenshot it and we'll post it for you. It is true that Ricks being around St. Charlie Quintan, but it is even fair to say people have been living around Ricks Institute. They have never entered that building because they cannot afford it. And that's why you hear asking. So we need the help to help the poor people. We need the help to get buses. We need the help to get stuff, because the convention alone cannot do it. But let's bring our brother Momo Kasab. Bobo, again, welcome to Spoon Talk, man. It's cool having you.
Before you bring over this issue of poor people, students not attending Ricks, CEO, my father, is a carpenter from Lokington. The last school I attended before going to Ricks was Boykete. All right. My father couldn't afford to pay my fees, but because I was determined and he wanted the best for me, and I also wanted the best for myself, I got scholarship to go Ricks. So it's not the issue that poor people children can attend Ricks. There are poor people children attending Ricks and coming up with flying colors. Momo.
Okay. Momo, come in, my man. It's good to see you, Momo.
RICS established 1887 have been a beacon of hope for, can I say, thousands and thousands of great men in Liberia. And so, let me first of all dispel your thought about race being only for the house. Race has been there for the house and the have-nots. Many of us came from a background where we struggled to go to school, but we went to RICS. Um, there have been opportunities for those who did not have, whose parents could not afford to send them to pay their school fees. And race have always afforded, they had some means by which they could go to school. Like some years back, they had this work grant. You work and go to school. So
I mean, nobody's saying that to you. Give it to Nelson with screenshot and put it up for you.
yeah, so it afforded a lot of young men and women whose parents could not pay their tuitions. Uh, so race is not only for the house, it's established as the motto says, not for self, but for others. And that's why we, as the Alumni Association, have always been engaged with the administration to find means by which we can expand our support to the institution, to our future generation through the institution. So there's a lot of plan. Currently, we are targeting.
Let me ask you. Sorry, Mama. Let me ask you because again, folks want to know. Last year, there was a program done last year, correct, Mama?
Yeah.
What
Yes,
was
the program done last year.
okay? I'm asking Mama because he was speaking, but you can thank you for coming in, Mohammed. And what happened? How the program that was done last night? Talk to us about the benefit, those that contributed from America and other places around the world for RICS Institute. Just give us a little story because you're setting up us now for November 29th.
A little over 2 years ago, we had a health situation globally, COVID, and then our school had the nature of our school. We have students on campus, we have the faculty and staff on campus, and then due to the COVID pandemic, we had people shut in, meaning no school,
You're locked down.
lockdown. So the Rex Institute Alumni Association Liberia, in partnership with the USA, we ran our phone drive. That was the last time. Before this, now we ran a phone drive, and in 2 days we were able to generate a little close to 15,000. What did we do? We provided food, direct support to the faculty and staff, and then we also provided disinfectants. So yeah, the last program we had direct support to the school, the staff, and faculty. And just
Okay.
before that,
Do you have you speaking about the organization here in America, your partner organization? Do you have any
no,
of the
I'm
members?
talking about Liberia. That project
I
was
agree.
led by Liberia.
No. I'm asking you. You was talking about one RIAA or something here in America. Do you have any one of your partner members like to join us from this end or from Europe? You can send them the link. We get another. Maybe we
I'm
get
sure they are
another 20.
listening. I'm sure they are listening. So
Yeah, if you
yeah.
do have them, send them the link. We get another 20 more minutes to spend with you guys. And let's talk about the program in Monrovia on the 29th. Talk to us. Is it free entry? You were speaking to that and how you intend to raise the money.
So it's not a free entry. Tickets are sold for $50 reserved, RSV, okay, and then $25 at the gate. So we are introducing a class challenge. Rex Institute has had 60 plus graduating class. The first graduating class was the Puma class 1962. So we are asking each graduate to stand behind his or her class. And the winning class name is going to be spelled on the school bus. Our target is to generate 50,000 US dollars to get a bus. And then the winning class name is going to be spelled the class with the highest contribution name is going to be pronounced, and the 10 highest names will be on the bus. So as we speak today, we have about 50. We have about 5,000. Of the 5,000 is contribution from 25 of the 60 graduating classes. So on the 29th, we are going to continue the challenge. The challenge itself started the 1st of November. So tonight we are going to be closing the tier round. Okay, so to date we have 2 classes in the lead. We have the phonics class of 2019. They've contributed 1,000 United States dollars. And then they are followed by the Masuba class of 1982, also contributed 1,000. And they are followed by the patterns class of 1974 and the sojourner class of 2003. So we are hoping that East Dragon will support his or her classes in this rally. As we speak, we are aware that there are classes organizing. They do not want to announce themselves right now. They are organizing their contribution, and before the 29th, we expect more contributions.
So, again, the information. Remember how you guys intend to collect contribution? Cash App, Zelle, WhatsApp, Sendwave. Let's talk about how you intend to collect.
So we have a various platform that we intend to collect the contributions from. We got the mobile money, we got Sendwave, and the numbers. Let me give the
So we have we have 4 platforms for contribution. We have the mobile money.
So hold on a minute, Mohammed, wait 1 minute. Just give the information to Nelson. We got to upload them. Okay. Then we're going to allow the folks to call in, Zelle or whatever means you guys intend to collect this money. Just pass it over to Nelson. Nelson, can you upload them, please?
Let me get the information.
Nelson. So,
folks are stating that their campus look horrible, man. I know if we open the phone line, they will beat on you guys, though. Those you guys are not responsible. They said the campus right now look horrible. I mean, Mama, can you talk to us? You in Liberia? Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, I mean that's why we are deeply engaged with the administration so that most of these challenges can be addressed. Because we are a strong support arm to the administration when it comes to the school. This is where we went, where we got educated from. We started our professional lives from Risk Institute, so it's always dear to our heart. I mean, that's why every time we want to get involved into giving back to our alma mater, like for example, the recent renovation of the school clinic, we've been deeply involved in the administration to ensure that we rehabilitate our clinic on campus. So, I mean, speaking of the campus being horrible, well, I'm sure we are in touch with the administration so that we can ensure that we always have a conducive learning environment, because we got a good landscape and there should always be a need to have that environment very, 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 very tidy for inhabitants.
So, not to beat on you guys, because you guys are not part of the Baptist convention that is responsible for Rick's institution. But if we agree that you have 350 students, student paying $3,000 for their fees, 1,800 for their students, people that just attend, whatever the case may be, at a rate of 350 students, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money the school is making. Then what's the problem? Why the school,
so it's good.
Let me finish, Mohammed. I beg you, please. Why is
Go ahead.
school operating um, with that huge budget, but yet it's still the building looking awful like the same? I'm not putting this on you guys. Why can't you guys talk to those responsible to present the school better, good environment?
CEO, please. I, I'm going to use this opportunity to invite Spoon Talk to Rex Institute, if not tomorrow or this week. You talk about Rex School building. Rex School, there's no school administrative building that is better than Rex in Liberia as we speak. I'm talking about contemporary Liberia. So when whoever talking about building,
And listen, you're right. We'll open the phone line. People that text in, they will come and talk about it. The lady said,
so
I have my two children in the school, but it's not the reason why you're here. You are not the one running the school. But I think they try to talk to you guys so you guys can talk to those responsible for the everyday activities of this school, the Baptist Convention. You got some good people from Rex that I know personally. And I think that for them to contribute tonight, it will be a plus. And I think that you're looking for only 50,000. Of course, one person can write you that check for 50,000. You get Dr. Buple on the show. He's from Rex. He can write you that check. I don't know why he's not on today. You got, I think, what's the lady name? Glenny. Maybe she's from Rex, right? Or somewhere like that. You got Fatima.
she's from the Baptist complex. She's from the
Yeah, you
Baptist
got
complex.
you got Mame. So on Spoon Panel alone, they can write you the check for 50,000, you know? And I just feel that I don't know what are we missing here, because I do believe that the school need upgrades. I do believe that the teacher need upgrades. The student need everything they should have to have a better learning environment. So I'm not just going to sit here and say, oh yeah, you gave them 50,000. We want you guys to come back and be proud when the people give them money for you to show what you're going to do. Now, is it important buying a school bus or moving that money to other important aspect of the school? Or is the school bus just a necessary thing right now? Mohammed, is it a necessary thing right now, Momo? If you buy one school bus, and that one school bus will be a problem because so many students will have to use that bus. Is it a very important thing right now to obtain, Momo?
There's a lot of plan to do a lot for rigs, but to every mile it starts with a step. So we took this as our initial project for this year and onward. So we got plans. Like we are talking about the school fees, 3,000, 1,008 for these students. That's a lot of money in this in this kind of economy. But with the more engagement with our fellow dragons and other well-meaning Liberians and people outside Liberia in the diaspora, there could be a means by which we could engage administration to reduce some of these fees
Exactly.
for our
You
students.
know, and that's what the people are saying. You are quite correct, because it's a
It-
tough time in the
even
country.
like for myself, I got my son there. He's in the 12th grade now. I mean, it's challenging to pay that sort of amount. But when you want quality education, you spend a lot for it. So
But I mean, the condition, though. I mean, if you guys try to advocate for the have-nots, I think it's important for you to understand that yes, everybody needs better education, but $3,000, you know, to some people, man, it's like smell no taste. They will be right there. They will not attend that school. You got to hustle, but I mean, it's good having you guys, though. And seriously, I thought Mommy and the rest of the guys were coming on to talk to you guys on this thing. I don't know why they ran away today. Glenny, Dr. Poplar, Mame, and all of them ran away. It must be something that maybe they are not agreeing with you guys. But let's get to the money aspect. How do you contribute to this great thing for 50,000? You're not now. Spoon got nothing to do with these folks. We listen. I didn't know Mohammed and Momo were coming on till Mohammed called me a few hours ago, and I said, "Sure, I want to know about Rick's Institute." You couldn't allow me to attend Rick's because I was a poor man child, so I had to say as it is. Mohammed, let's talk about the numbers.
CEO, maybe we need to hear your story. Because by just allow you, it's not enough.
CEO,
Because
what
we
went
are
wrong?
telling you, Momo came from the half nut. I am from the half nut. We made it to Rex. Mame from the half nut. Fatima from the half nut. Broplan from the half nut.
Fatima, father, Fatima. Wait. You're calling people, let me help you. Fatima, father, owned almost half of Bata. They say she from half nut. Are you kidding me?
All right,
So
No. Wait, Mama. Do you want to tell me Fatima Bintu Salif? Have you heard about the Sharif? Almost the whole Bata. And you want us to believe that she's from half nut. But let's come back to the issue. Let's raise some money. Let's see people calling in. They have to contribute. You guys here to to sell this
yeah,
thing.
I'm trying to get the Zelle account. I'm trying to get it.
So you want us to wait. You guys here to sell this thing. It's only good. So you guys don't have any cash app. I'm saying send wave.
We have PayPal and Zelle. I'm trying to get it to you.
Okay, so get it to Nelson. Let's put it up. And folks, we have the Dragons. They are here. The work of the Dragons. They have and they have not. They are here. Mohammed Khalil Lovely. He's the have. Mamo Kassel is the have not.
No.
They are here trying to.
No. I disagree. No BTC. No.
We had a guy at Rick's, Philip Young. Mohammed, you remember a lot of guys when we were at Rick's before us, even our time and afterwards, we've had a lot of have-nots attending Race Institute. One thing about Race, with all of the fees, they afford parents to pay by installments. So Race is an institution where you start school in August and up to October 31st before you can complete your first payment.
I think REC should be a free institution because they've been sponsored by the Baptist Convention. Worldwide, there are multi-billion dollars religious program convention. So REC's taking $3,000 from student, especially this time post-student. I think it's not a good thing. But go ahead, my friend.
All right, thank you. Okay, thank you, CEO. So we talked about a number. We said 350 students, and we said boarding is 3,000. Day students 1,800. But what we didn't say is that there are students you call war dependents. Once your father, mother teaching RECs, all right, they are students who are admitted free of charge because the parents are teaching. If you are even a janitor at RECs, your child will go to school. Now, how many of those students on the dorm? CEO, we are not getting you. Is it frozen?
I think it's muted.
Okay. So it's not all 350 paying the 3,000. Now, we were told that education is indeed expensive. The facility you have at RECs, you cannot have it easily anywhere. Our dormitories, the basketball court, the library, all right, the laboratory, the facility in order to maintain the facility. And I hope the administration will find time to come and tell you some of the overhead costs in that they have to incur in running the school. Now, the issue of the bus is going to help the students. It's going to help the students in being punctual. It's going to help improve safety. So we call all Dragons supporters and well-wishers to support this initiative. We are not saying the 50,000 is going to solve REC's problem. There is problem everywhere. But I tell you, our academic standard is one of the best in the country. Our facility is one of the best. I'm asking Spoon Talk, you go and visit. Please be my guest. As president of the Alumni Association Liberia, I'm asking Spoon Talk to take a tour of REC's campus.
I mean, Nelson is right there. Nelson can be there. I mean, Monday is a beautiful day because we'll be back at the House of Representatives on Tuesday. So if you arrange for Nelson, we'll go there and go live, let people see the Rick's campus. I think it's the best time to do it if you will be there. If you can show him around, let people see
Trust
them.
me, I can take you on a guided
Yeah,
tour.
yeah. You listen. Let's just be fair. I think it's only important. And Sylvester Children say yes, they will be there. So take both of them, let it go, live and every classroom and the offices, the building and all over. Let people see rigs because you have a rigs, you say, wow. And let people see, let people see rigs, and that would be so important, that would be so
So
important.
so here's it. Here's the trade-off. Good. I'm gonna take you to Rick's on Monday. Please also cover my program on the 29th.
I cannot say yes for your program. You have to speak with the office, and the CEO is there. She set up all those things. I cannot. So I'll be glad if they cover your program. Just make the arrangement with the office. Once you have Mame here, it's Mame program as well. Just
No,
talk to Mame.
we also need the support of the C of the CEO.
Mame is operating on a $70 million budget. So it'll not be easy for him to just write you a $50,000 check.
So you see, at Rick's we say not for
Not for
self, but
self.
for others. So we are asking you to do it for others. From your end, do it for Rick's.
So
Frankly speaking, we need a strong talk at our program November.
Yeah, but
29th.
now understanding, you are right there. Just
It's
speak
next
to
door. It's
Is,
just
is
next.
this, Nelson, is the CEO there right now or she left?
Be your brother's
she
keeper.
left. She left.
She left. So talk to Madam Titi. She said those things, and just talk to her. I do not micromanage anyone. She's the CEO. I'm just here doing spoon talk.
I'll be meeting her by a directive.
Not by my directive. So Mame, she loved Mame as a son. So Mame, and maybe you'll be good with her. But again, guys,
But it
let's
feels
talk
good
about.
being here. It feels good being here. So the
Yeah,
class
let's
rally.
talk about.
If you're out there, Rick Dragon, do not forget the class rally is on. Support your class.
Yeah, but
Some
let's talk about the payment. All right. Talk to us. Give the information now. We are running with the payment.
Yes. Okay. Please.
So you want me to speak?
So you got it. You got a Zelle account, and then you have the PayPal, right?
This is what we have on the screen.
Okay. So yeah, the accounts are there, and then you want to add 0887 6014.
Okay.
Add 0887.
Is that your cell number? Or?
That's another
MTN number. Yes. So guys, I agree with the CEO. Race has to be tuition free. I mean, that's why we
0887
to keep pushing so that
6014.
the school fees can be affordable for everyone. Yeah, I know. In this kind of economy, to pay such an
Man,
amount.
to tell you the truth, Mama, I agree with you, right? Rich got plenty. The BAFTA convention got a lot, millions of dollars, man. To allow a student to pay $3,000, just imagine, do the math. You got 600 students. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So let's just be fair. I mean, it's hard for my son to go to that school. For Flomo, I got to go in the cold water to fishing for cold fish. He cannot send his son or his daughter to rigs because he will depend on folks like you, Mohammed, and this kind of program to hustle for money like you doing to pay the school fee. But indeed, rigs, St. Charlie can find a way, man, to make that school affordable for all. $3,000 is not being affordable. And these are the problems we go through in the
There's
country.
always opportunity for development. So yes, we can look into it, but we are applying effort to ensure that the dreamers, those who desire to attend the race, we are finding ways of getting to them so that they can attend race. It could be our next program. It could be our next program. We started it on a small scale, like I said. The adapt the student program. We went out. We solicited. We sent out flyers asking students who want to attend race, and there were 50 of them sign up. 20 made it to the aptitude test out of the 2011 pass, and all 11 are on campus. So now our project 2024 is for boss. So based on this conversation, who knows? We can take up where the next program could be adopt the student with a larger skills.
Increase the more students that we can help.
So let's talk about the let's open the phone line if we can, and let's just take some calls. We have Mohammed C. Lavely, not have not, have or have not. I don't know his position. Mamo Cassell. I believe Mamo is a have not. Mohammed is a have. A lot of people say Mohammed is not a have not. So you can let us know where you know Mohammed from. Why you are saying he's not the have not.
Yeah, I leave it to the audience. They know me better. I leave it to the audience.
So let's open the phone line. The number is 609-649-4206. I mean, they say you don't have a cash app though. I think folks in America already appreciate how you having a cash app. They will contribute faster with a cash app. If you know, if you know any of your folks in America that you want to add cash app, it will be even faster. Again, the number is 609-649-4206 is my number. Call me. Let's speak to the folks from Rick's Institute.
We can use my cash app.
I don't know. Maybe Mama is coming on here. Or you see, I think Mama is babysitting. You get a frisky little 2-year-old that every time you call him, she's crying. So I think he's babysitting.
CEO, I want to make some clarity because
yes, sir.
You read the comment section is just crazy.
Oh, you read the comment section? Don't read comment section.
3,000 is not the school fee. It's including boarding. Yeah, boarding. I mean, those who are.
I mean, at your own, you talking. The people know that 3,000 is school fee. Anything you say that at your own. Hello, your name and where you joining us from?
Santa, this is Helena Cra, and I call from Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania.
Helena Cra, it's good to talk to you, Mama. How you doing?
I'm good, and you, Stanton?
Thank God. What you know about Rick's Institute?
Well, so I went back to Liberia a year ago, and I didn't think that the school still existed. Because the signboard that leads to that school, the pin on that signboard, is so dull that you can't even see it. So I'm shocked today. I turned onto the school and I saw Rick's Institute. I said, oh, does the school still exist? So then I called a friend of mine and said, yeah, the school still exists. I said, first thing first, let him put out a new signboard. Put out a new signboard. We're in the modern era now. That little signboard, just small little thing with 2 little stands. Now why they got that? I don't even know if the pin that thing said 1947. They had to upgrade our sample first of all.
So let's hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute. Let's listen to Momo. And again, guys, you're asking for the number is 609-649-4206. Momo, the sample, what say you? We just lost Mohammed. Maybe he's coming back. Talk to our sister on the phone, sir.
So
well,
let me take
so
that.
let the president take that.
The issue of the sample. So well, should we talk for visibility purpose for those coming from Monrovia, going bombing, coming from Cape Mount, coming from, we accept that indeed we need to put something like a MEGA. But then just from the junction to go in, the class of 1976 did a beautiful project there. The class of 1976 rehabilitated the fence, the gate, the welcome to Rick's, because that's where the Rick's property start from. That's just about a meter. Okay.
Yeah, but the soundboard is messed up, right?
Well, we need to put a bigger soundboard. We need to put a bigger soundboard.
So let me go back to Madam Cra. Madam Cra, he agreeing with you. You say yes, indeed. Yeah. But so what's your contribution now to this project?
Another thing I got.
Before we get to your other program, what's your contribution, Mama?
First of all, I don't even know what the fundraising is about.
Okay, so hold on right there. Just don't say nothing else. Mommy, what's this fundraising is about? Can you repeat yourself?
We want to buy a school bus.
They want to buy the school bus, Mama.
To improve students' attendance. to enhance safety.
Oh man, but I think it's small. They phone like crazy. Let's go back to the sister. Now you know they want to buy the school bus to help the student to and fro. Your next concern is what?
The road leading to the school is not even bus boy. So why can't they say they want to get crush wrap to put on the road before getting the school bus? For me, that make a lot of sense because on that motorbike riding out on that road because the road is so bad. So if they were telling me that they need crush racks to put in all those potholes, they make a lot of sense to say they want to get a school.
I mean, I think you are sending them to the district representative or the senator in that area to help. Number one. Number two, while they get in the bus, if they get more money, they can buy a load of crush racks and put it there temporarily. So again, your suggestion is important. I will ask you to get Mohammed or Mahmoud number that you can be part of this initiative, which is so good. If you're looking on the phone line, you get the Zelle, you get the Sendwave. Whatever the Lord lays on your heart, please contribute to them. But also get the phone number. What's the contact number, Mohammed?
086-356820.
Hold on 1 minute. 0886
35 68 20. But let me just provide clarity on the issue of the road. That was then. The road is pliable. You don't need. So you're talking about cross rack. Maybe if we were to make intervention, we should be doing pavement.
Yeah.
We should be doing pavement. Now, at times, what get the road bad? So remember when Rex 10, 20 years ago.
But we're getting caught about because I hate to interrupt you, but you say it's pliable now, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Madam Carr, let's move on. You got the number. We encourage you, please. Again, while you're watching the show continuously, please send your contribution. A lot of folks called in, and we say thank you for joining us today. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Stanton.
You're welcome. Let me take the next one. Your name and where you joining us from, please.
Yeah, sit down. This is Mamu. I'm joining you from Bismarck, North Dakota.
Talk to us, Mamu.
Yeah, sit down. I want to appreciate the brothers on the studios here discussing Rex. I knew Rex went down in 7 case. After the war, it kind of broke down. But I want to ask them, most of the schools nowadays, institutions nowadays, provide education and the prices very high for parents. For somebody facility, nowadays most schools to find a computer lab, they say we got lab there. We got this facility, but you check in the schools, you don't even find the computer lab. And so at the end of the day, the children leave school, they have to go back to computer school to learn. I'm asking, do they have computer lab that children can learn in the school? That is $3,000.
Yes, indeed, we have computer lab. We have up-to-date computer lab. Monday, we are going to go live.
Momo, wait small now. Wait, let you answer your first question. I will keep you on a little bit. Just wait small. Go ahead, Mohammed.
Yes, indeed, we have computer lab. Rest is not one of the schools that a child will attend and graduate and have issue with the basics in terms of computer. We've passed that stage.
Okay, my second question has to do with what's the grade level from what grade to what level?
Kindergarten to 12th grade. Kindergarten to 12th grade.
Are you people preparing the kindergarten for computer literacy?
So I wouldn't speak to that specifically.
I don't know what you mean preparing kindergarten to computer literacy. We gave the kindergarten a cell phone for them to call their mind apart.
Yeah, I'm asking this question because
the land is crazy. But send your contribution. Thanks for following the show. Again, let me say this to you, Momo. The number is 0886-356-820. Call them. If you have any question, it will be good that you be part of this thing, okay? Call them. Thank you. That will be clear. Let me take the next call. Yes. Your name, and where you joining us from?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you speak louder, please?
Can you hear me?
Yes, you are good. Your name, where you joining us from?
My name is Brother Emmanuel Kole. I'm calling from North Dakota.
Talk to us.
So they are doing fundraising to buy a school bus. My question is to Mohammed, is the money they're raising only for certain class of people who's supposed to pay the money, or all Liberians should pay the money to initiate education program? If the answer is all Liberian, then at what point we will reach all Liberians will have access to have the children in the school, as you center were raising the concern? I think the school has stayed long in the country to the point that the Baptist administration will see reason to incorporate the school in a way that all Liberians will have access to that equal opportunity in the rate institution. Having said that, let them bring the cash out so we can pay our contribution. But if the poor people are paying to pay for the bus, the poor people children should be able to rise on the bus too. Thank you.
Beautiful point. Beautiful point. And Mohammed, I hope you guys working on the cash app. You heard him asking for cash app, but talk to us.
Thank you. So we are trying to get the cash app account. So we appreciate these observations and recommendations to ensure that RICS is up to standard as is required in our contemporary society. All right. So let me get this one. Our education standard is one of the best. Now, specifically to the issue of the bus, or or while we are here, our appeal is to RICS Dragons, supporters, and well-wishers of RICS. Once the bus is gotten, who are those going to use the bus? This bus is geared towards helping parents of students who live around RICS and the vicinity of RICS to help them commute. It's not going to look at the class in society. Instead, it's going to look at need. Getting the students on campus, increasing punctuality, ensuring that their safety is enhanced, and encouraging community engagement.
All right, thank you, Mohammed. Let me bring in the next caller. Your name and where you joining us from?
Gentlemen, this is Emmanuel. They will call you from Grove Power College community.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to your studio guests when they mentioned the community which of who went to get an aptitude test. It's said to be corrected. Power College being one of the community that they never stepped, we did not see any flyer. And which of who we have been decided of our children to go to that school. But being the fee so high, we can't afford. I think this kind of opportunity came, we should have benefited from it. They went opposite of VA road or the selected community that they can go to. We want to know, because we're still hoping. I can boast of my, I can get one of those tests, one of the children, I come with one of the best among the best. But it's difficult to get there. Race is one of the schools that we pray to go to, but it's very hard. That time we're living the same 3 or 4 children, it's difficult, brother. So they got to address that issue.
Well, Mama, I mean, he lives in Liberia. He's calling from right next door to Race.
Thank you very much. There's always opportunity to do better. The last time we had our community engagement, we can tell you we cover all of the communities in and around RICS 100%. Our appeal right now for the Go Fund. Sorry, let me take this. I think Sister Aaron. Auntie, Sister Aaron.
Mama, can you come in? Mama, come in, please.
You raised a very good concern.
So here's what we're going to do. As president of the local chapter, I'm going to make an appeal to my leadership. It's not a final decision. 2024, our project is geared towards raising funds to buy school bus. We are hoping project 2025, maybe 2026, we can reactivate the Adopt a Student program, where in communities around RICS will reach out and make sure that parents and students who have desire of attending RICS but cannot afford, to see how best we can bring them online. This time around, we will make sure that we map out all of the communities. We are sorry we didn't reach our community.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, my friend. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
The time frame he gave him is like telling us the dry door sweet, but why will you be eating the door that dry?
Amen. We raised
So
this issue.
this is an opportunity. This is an
But let me say
opportunity.
this, Mohammed, let me say this. Mohammed, let me say this.
You taking my time? I time my children under the school.
Let me say this, caller. Mohammed and Momo, they are not part of the administrative staff. Mohammed and Momo, they are not part of the Baptist. Is that a Baptist convention?
Our cash app and no.
Is that a Baptist convention, right, Momo?
Yeah, Baptist Convention.
Yes.
Okay. So what they are doing, they're only here trying to raise some money to buy a school bus because of the organization they're running. Well, I think this is on the larger scale that you have to come through the Baptist convention. That, you know, I think it's exploitation, but I don't want to beat on them because the purpose they are here for to get more money and to get school bus and do the best they can. You know what I'm saying? But $3,000, and I just said it, your children will not attend that school ever. That cannot come because you cannot afford $3,000. You know, and we are seeing this. My man, if you can afford $3,000, you get 5 children. You know how much that 15,000. Where in Liberia you making 15,000?
Right now, I can't afford it.
Exactly.
I can't afford it right now. So that even the
CEO to the CEO.
All right, thank you, sir.
You welcome. You welcome for calling.
So to the listening audience, the issue is not about 3,000 to attend RICS. The issue here, the issue of the boss. Take a moment, think about it. If we were to provide a bus flying from RICS to Poor River, RICS to Banjo, RICS to Hotel Africa, RICS to Douala, RICS to Kawa Junction, RICS to Bravisto, there are parents, there are students in those communities that want to go to RICS that can afford the 1,000 as a day student. Once the bus is provided, it will enhance their movement. RICS is not only for the elite.
You know what? Let me cut you, Nelson. Can you put a link in the chat room? I forgot about everybody. I didn't share the link, and I'm here waiting for everyone to come on. They asked me, but where's the link? Okay, guys. I know Dwadu and the rest of the guys there. I'm sorry I didn't share the link. Let me share the link. That's why I'm here beating on these poor folks. Let me share the link. Oh my God. All right. All right, I'm sharing the link.
So why are you waiting on them? They're waiting on you.
Yeah, they're waiting on me, and I didn't share the link. All right, so let's make this happen. Again, this is what we want to do. Like I always do, it's really important for you guys to share the information. And if you can, I don't know the schedule of the network. The 29, 26 will be on 29 next week. Correct?
Yeah, Friday.
Next week, Friday. Woo. And Monday, you guys see your Spoon Network going to cover Rick's institution and see, you know, from the road, the signboard, the road all the way inside. Y'all don't go take that signboard down and change it out because there's no Spoon coming.
Yeah, honest people. We have integrity, and we are teaching honesty and discipline.
Thank you. Thank you. And I think, listen, guys, it's not about you or my brother Mambo, you know, Mohammed. No, it's about the good thing you guys trying to do, you know, to help the school. You're helping the school. But again, this is holistically, it's about the government and the convention. Everybody got to come in and meet somewhere to reduce the cost on the student. The University of Liberia is not open yet because of money, you know, and some people not working. That's why I'm saying it's like smell taste. You know, like we used to drive by rigs, you know, and just see the beautiful campus, man. And we pray to God and say, when will we ever attend Rick's institution? No, we didn't. We have to go down to Waterside for Mr. Bowman to give us scholarship. And say the only scholarship I have available, that evening program. You know, my dad said, well, my son will have to attend because I don't have money. So we attended the evening program, you know, when you go in, all the teachers then going home. But some way, somehow, God bless us, you know. But you guys were fortunate. You guys are not the have not. You guys are the have. And, you know, let's try to help the folks out there and make them understand that they can reduce the fees a lot of Liberians will benefit. Rex is a good institution, and I think they can do better. It's always good having you guys, but I really do, sincerely. I hope we can share this information. If you don't mind, we'll put it on our page for everybody to see, and they can contribute to your Cash App. The Cash App is 763-843-4234. That's the Cash App. We're going to put it on the Spoon page. You want to upload what Mohammed gave you, Nelson? Let's show it before we let them go.
That's just the name of our classes from 1962 to 2024. Yeah. So I mean, the rest of the information, okay, you can keep that. So again, let a message go out to our dragons out there. Please get yourself your evening dresses. Get yourself your elegant African attire or costume. Come up. Let's have that reconnection. It's going to be at the Ministerial Complex, November 29th, from 5 to 10. Rex Dragons, supporters, and well wishers. Come, let us rekindle the dragon spirit.
We just want to encourage.
If you have not seen the Race Choir perform for ages, come and see the Race Choir. No.
Mommy, I'm going to be singing in the choir that day also.
Okay.
So.
Who's going to be singing you?
I will be singing.
You singing Christian gospel music or what?
Yeah, we're going to be singing gospel music on that day.
Do something. Do something like you. Do something like allow the folks to hear you.
Don't go there with my singer. I trust my singer.
My man, Mama, do something like you, my man.
Want to do the freestyle.
We want to be grateful to God.
Mama, don't do this.
If you don't sing, I'll walk out. If you don't sing, I'll leave studio, Mama.
For us, there's a life we live in today.
Come on, singer.
Because God cares for us.
My man. But say something that we know, man. But you had to have one here.
You want to sing something that you know? I was doing freestyle now, so yeah.
The school not free, then you want to do freestyle, my man.
Yeah, we're gonna go back. You know, thinking about those days, man, when race was race, when we were at
race,
those days, all of those activities we had were in a culture, troop, dancing, and the day is gonna be intensified. We're gonna have a game with, is it Don Bosco, right?
Yeah, Don Bosco. We've accepted the invitation from BW Harris to participate in their homecoming event, which will be the next day at the Don Bosco Youth Center. So Rex Institute Dragons will be participating in the soccer and basketball matches.
Yeah.
The last time we met at Lokere, we defeated the Patterns of BW Harris, and they should be prepared again for the Dragon Fight.
And we gave you guys almost an hour, 20 minutes. So we hope we contributed wisely to your initiatives. And we do believe that you're always welcome to come back, that we can discuss the importance of Liberia education system, because indeed we all can contribute some way, somehow. We hope you enjoy your time on the show today. If anything else you want to say, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Stanton, we want to say on behalf of the Alumni Association Rex Institute, it's been an honor being here tonight on this platform where we share our thoughts, our ideas about giving back to our children, considering the importance of safety when going to school. So we thought on this time around, the purchasing a bus for our students for safety, for the safety of our kids. So your platform has contributed a lot. It's a huge platform, and I know worldwide there's a lot that we want to achieve from being part of this network tonight. I want to say thank you, and for me, I'm so happy to be here tonight.
And you're welcome, Mr. President Mohammed Kaliko Lavely. They have talk to us, my brother.
Thank you very much, Mohammed Kaliko Lavely. They have not. All right, thank you, CEO Waterspoon, Mr. Dwalu, Nelson, and the rest of the folks here. It's a pleasure being here. Our call to all Dragons supporters and well-wishers of Rex is it's not common. It's a precedent that was set by the former Baptist farmer, Marcus U. Rex, who initiated what is called Rex today by the donation of 500 United States dollars. It was through his philanthropic gesture that we have what is Rex today. He made the first contribution. It is that 500 United States dollars that was used to purchase land that is called Rex. And it is on that existing goodwill we always say not for self, but for others. He didn't have the opportunity to attend Rex, but he laid the foundation. So the issue of the school bus is geared towards ensuring that parents who want to see their children go into Rex, but are challenged, once the school bus is provided, they will have the opportunity to attend. Our students and faculty members' punctuality will increase, community engagement, personal safety. We call on all Dragons in this class rally to stand behind their individual classes and ensure that this project is successful. To the callers out there with their various concerns about development, I know they mean well for Rex, they love Rex, like ourselves. We listen to you, we hear your concern, and we will work in ensuring that those concerns are addressed. The education sector is very, very, very important. All right. Our license to operate is to ensure that we get quality education. And Rex happens to be one of the leading academic institutions. We've had graduates in all spheres of the Librarian Society contributing, and we expect much from our graduates. If we expect much from our graduates, we should prepare our future leaders. CEO Waterspoon, you and your team, thanks very much for the gift of time. And then we look forward to continuous engagement, not for self, but for others.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. Thank you, Mama. It's always good having you guys. Till we meet again. May God bless your desire. May God bless your interest. May God bless the institution. And we hope you can have the bus to help Liberians. Again, you're always welcome. Have a good
We
day.
look forward to seeing the Spoon Network November
You want to say
29th.
something?
Yeah, I just want to ask him one question regarding Rick's mission. I was there maybe about 6 months ago. It's a simple question. Either one of you guys can answer this question. How do you rate risk, a Rick mission compared to what it used to be pre-war years? Do you think the education is being provided this time around is comparable to what was being provided before?
So when you talking about comparing Rick's post-war and pre-war, let's be fair to ourselves. Our society has been hugely impacted. I don't want to subscribe to the issue of the 14 years, because we've since passed that stage. We've had 10 years plus of peace. Okay. Rex may not be where it used to be in the time past because the education quality we had then is not what we have now. But contemporarily, Rex is doing very good. Rex is doing good. I provided the statistics. From 2001, we sent 57 students to the public school. The KPI for school performance is the national exam. 2001, we sent 57 students, 100% pass. 2002, we sent 77, 100% pass. 2003, We sent 54.
We all on time, and then he answered it. He
answered it. And Satan, I beg you, I know you answered the question. I don't want you to put a tailspin on the thing. It's just a quick thing. So what you're suggesting here is we still have a lot of work to do at Rick's because the education is far lacking than what they used to be. Not that it's a negative on anybody's part, but the point I'm trying to push forward is we need to do better, and we need to do it very quickly. All of us, not just you now.
You know, I'm benchmarking Rick's. Within the region. So if we're to benchmark Rick's against our other schools in Liberia, we are top tier. We've always been top tier. So there's work to do in terms of regional and global outlook.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. It's always good having you. Thank you, Mamo. Again, you guys can come again. Let's talk about Rick's. Have a good evening wherever you are. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Can you? I don't know how you guys got on. Can you send me the link that brought you on? Apparently, the one that I sent out is not working for Clinton. I said, can you send the link to Clinton? If you can, if not, just send it to me.
Yeah, but it's the same one you just posted. But let me send it to him.
All right, thank you. All right, so here we are again. You know, I think they did extremely well today. But man, if you look at the school fee, like the parents called it and said, man, 3,000 and over 3,000, and I cannot afford it. I just hanging around looking at Rick's, but
yeah, but
I don't have the money.
I won't be fair with you. I wish I had my other phone. I was going to send you some pictures that I took at Rick's mission. I know Rick's very well. Rick's is literally in my village. The land that Rick's sits on, there's a dispute with my home village of Kuka and Kimitan with Rick's mission. This is a long story from the 1800s. They had an argument there. So I know Rick's very well. You have to go to the Rick's to go to my village. It's a walking distance. So most of the campus, if you look at Rick's, half the building, all the windows are off. It's like somebody came through, and the money they are charging for Rick's Institute, it's not the money they should be charging because the facility doesn't represent the $3,000 that they're charging. Now, I hope they put most of that money back into the school. I know people can say, well, the school, they're on the building. That is not true. Substantial part of the school is actually the building. It does something to the child's mind. And I wanted to take this is not a criticism. This is what I'm saying. If we're paying $3,000 tuition, we should be able to provide a facility that supports.
So you got 600 students, right? Yeah. Almost 600 students.
Yeah.
At a rate of 3,000. How much is it?
It's a very expensive school.
Very expensive school. And again, but they're saying that the Baptist Convention is responsible for the school, but it's like a revolving door. You give me your money, and but again, I wish them luck, and I hope to have them back that we can talk more about Rick's. It's not only Rick's institution. Yeah. A lot of school out there, a lot of mission program out there, and I think these guys are using the school to make money. It's not Rick's institution to be fair, but all the people use this program to say, you know what, pay $175 liberty every week will feed your children. But if you have 300 students at a rate of $175 liberty a day to feed your student, you know how much that person going home with?
Yeah.
A lot of money at the end of the year. So, I mean, so many ways to skin the cat, but we are here. And I want to say thanks to Mohammed and thanks to Momo. Yeah. It's always good having them.
You know, Stato, I just wanted to share something too. I know, we have to look at other ways that we can bring support to the schools that we all came from. Say, for instance, me, I graduated from Fatima High School, the Catholic school in Meriden County. Since I returned to the U.S., one of the things I've been doing, as a matter of fact, when everything was set before I went through, I had to call one of the alumni in Harper. He went to the institution, Fatima, and I spoke with the principal, the current principal. He gave me his consent before I moved him. So what I did, I went on the internet and I searched almost all of the schools in the U.S. bearing the same name like the institution I graduated from, Fatima. I got about 51 of them. I have managed to send a mail to about 26 of them. 15 of them responded to me. One of the things I've been trying to do is to see how I can connect the institution from Fatima, the institution in Harper where I graduated from, and the institutions with the same with the same names here. Most of them have consented. I think 2 of them told me they would be willing to speak with the principal, and the others will still exchanging email. Hopefully by next year, March, April, I should be having 1 or 2 persons from the administration there come to the U.S. to at least start interacting with these people. It could be on the basis of books, some kind of assistance, exchange programs with students there. So we have to look at other means to actually get out of our bubbles. But I think there are lots of opportunities. And this, when it came to my mind, I felt like it was a good thing. And also a lot of school, our little Fatima here, our little Fatima here, our little
Right.
Fatima
You
there.
have a
And
lot
that's
of
how we're doing
Fatima. You have a lot of them. And I think what you just did
Yeah.
is so super, is so genuine to tell you the truth. And that's what we need to do. But to go back, right? And I was saying it. Parents start calling, listen, we've been looking at this thing for years, Duadu. Our children, they walk past the school. They can't attend. But we right here, we live here. So it's not about Rick's Institute. No, it's about Liberia as a whole.
Yeah.
It's not about Rick's Institute. Don't you know that you can open a school anywhere in Boglon, Jide, or wherever, and say this 12th grader will pay 5,000, nobody will question you?
No. And it doesn't have to be representative of the tuition being paid. But Spencer, you said something. Look, because Riggs has provided so much for Liberia. The graduate pre-war years, and I understand it happened to every school. And what Asa just said is a great look. My father built a massive toilet in Grand Bassa County at the SDA High School. My father went to Konola. He graduated from Konola. And he taught at the SDA. So if you went to Buchanan to the SDA High School, the entire facility, the toilet is built. My father actually built that. It's the kind of program where most of the SDA people here were trying to put money together to buy benches and chairs. Like I said, we have a great responsibility, those of us in the diaspora, to do a whole lot more back home. And what Asa just done, this is extremely brilliant, that we can replicate this across the country and actually give back to where we come from, because they desperately need them, Center.
So if you took a picture from Harper,
yeah,
that Fatuma school,
yeah,
look at student where they're sitting. But as I said, two of the institutions here have agreed to get in contact. Do you know how much they're going to be sending if all goes well?
Yeah.
And you don't need a government. You don't need a government. You can do it. It should happen. But guys, let's get back to our little politics. We do not have. Listen, guys. We got 36 minutes here, though. I don't care. You want to fight. You want to fight. Today is a beautiful Saturday, man. What's on your mind? The House of Representative. As a Dose Fonatikofa won. Fonatikofa people saying they just coming from a long conference call. They're trying to, think what would be the best option. As a was on that conference call, I heard. But here we are. Eduardo, what's on your mind with the House of Representatives? Something that's the only thing we got for now.
I listened to I read the summation from the majority Black, their response, not the summation, rather their response to the Supreme Court ruling. And let me summarize here for our people. Basically, this is what it said. We hear the Supreme Court; they get the right to rule, but we're going on Tuesday. We'll make our decision, and we want to say this. The Supreme Court cannot interfere into our business. Now, how far they're willing to stand on that proclamation is something we all be willing to see. I don't know to what extent the Supreme Court has ruled. Stanton, I don't know if we have the ruling to post the ruling.
Yeah, we have the ruling. Excuse me, let me interrupt. Actually, can you send the stuff to Clinton? He's still calling me, please.
Let me send it.
Yeah, tell him I did. Tell him to check his
yeah,
Facebook.
yeah. Let's just send it 100 more times.
Let me send it to Clinton real quick. Go ahead.
While you do that, let me put up the Supreme Court ruling.
Yeah. I don't know whether even it was a ruling. I think it was more of a position statement, if you want to call it that, or
No, it's not a ruling. I'm sorry, it's not a ruling.
Yeah, exactly.
It just let me put it up.
Clinton, okay.
Yeah. And everybody just say, you know what? Here we are again. But it is what it is. I have my own 2 cents on this one. Though.
Yeah. So if I will come in, Stanton, just to quickly correct, Fonatikofa is not looking to win. It's not about Fonatikofa. It's about the rule of law. The rule of law was restored today, at least temporarily. It's not that Fonati won, Fonati didn't win. He doesn't care about winning. It is just about the country. It's about the rule of law. And I know you say it's not a ruling. I think it is a ruling, though temporary, because a decision was taken. That decision is a temporary ruling until the permanent ruling can come through. And what is important, few things we need to know. Do we expect for those who are bent on breaking the law to respect the Supreme Court? I would say no. I don't expect likes of Koga, likes of Fambule, young man who is just running so fast that he can walk, to respect the Supreme Court. I don't believe so. They will disrespect the Supreme Court. It tells you how much more they are willing to go, no matter what. But for us, that's not our concern. We don't care. There are things that we care about, though. Liberia is not being run only by representatives. It is not the representatives of Liberia that take all of the decision. No. So listen, assuming that the final ruling comes and the Supreme Court rules in favor of Fanatic Kofa, with the other folks respected, I assume no. First off, let's hit the issue of
Let's take it
separation.
small. Let's take it small. I say, I know the Funati business is on your heart too bad. Let's take it small.
No, it's not Funati, it's the rule of law, actually.
No, man, but the rule of law right now favor Funati, right?
Right.
So
Right.
if we say Funati, that the rule of law of Funati. That's your position. I respect it. But let's listen today. I kind of, why would the Supreme Court put this thing up on a Saturday? Let's just establish that first. Are they serious though? Why would they put it up on a Saturday, Eduardo? Why is this thing running on a Saturday? Now listen, if you talk Bible the Supreme Court the day you go in front of them, they nail you. So let me mind my business.
You see, but
But stand up, even in America, the Supreme Court have put out a decision on Saturday on Sundays in America.
Yeah, we're not in America right now. The Supreme Court don't rule.
Well, so I don't think that's anything different.
Yeah, but so let me answer your question. Why would they put it out on Saturday? I think the Supreme Court realizes this is the best time, even though because of contentious back and forth, they're trying to put it out so by the time money comes around, it's dissipated a little bit. That's the only rationale.
Well, I got an answer for it though.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I got an answer for it, you know. But let's just put this up, all right? And I think if you want to zoom in, Eduardo, can you see?
Yeah, I think I can see it. So let me start from the top. In the Honorable Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia, Her Honor Sialeng Yo, Chief Justice, all the justices are listed. The Constitution of certain action taken by some members of the House of Representatives of this 55th Legislature, Republic of Liberia, to Brigadier General Amos B. Kise Dixon Sr., Marshal Supreme Court of Liberia, on his deputy Morovia. Greetings. You are hereby commanded to notify the Minister of Justice, Attorney General, to appear and file returns on the side of the law before the full bench of the Honorable Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia, Temple of Justice, on Tuesday, November 26, 2024, at the hour 9 a.m. as to whether or not the petitioner's petition should be granted. You will also notify the reference members of the House of Representatives to also file their returns. You are further commanded to instruct the Minister of Justice and the referenced members of the House of Representatives to file their official returns to this writ in the office of the Clerk of the Honorable Court on or before the said 26th day of November AD 2024, and have members of the House of Representatives to return to the status quo ante and stay all further proceedings or actions pending their determination of the matter, to read to them the original and leave a copy of the writ with them. And as to when and how you shall have served this writ, you will make known by filing your official returns hereto on the back of the original copy in the office of the Clerk of the Honorable Court, or on or before the 26th of November 2024. And for so doing, this shall constitute your legal and sufficient authority, giving under my hand and seal of the Honorable Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia, this 22nd day of November, AD 2024. Clerk, Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia. I can read the clerk.
That's Sam.
Yeah.
Clerk, that's Sam. Yeah, his name is Samuel. So there you have it. So how do we make Clinton? Welcome to the show. Clinton, welcome. It's good to have you guys. You know, Yeah, let me just say this to all Liberians out there. My question remains the same. Why on a Saturday? Number one. Number two, do you think now the majority black are all right to say, listen, we have not received it officially. We have to wait for Tuesday session. Therefore, they will not be status code until they will go in session on Tuesday for this letter to be read to them. What?
Yes, what I've read, this is what I understood from what I've read. I wouldn't call this, I would call this a position, not a ruling. And let me tell you why. It's a position to stay everything until the full bench determines a ruling based on the presentation given by both parties. So as it stands right now, they wanted to stop everything that they've done, go back to the position they're currently in. Somebody can define that position as the majority black staying where they are, the minority black staying where they are until that determination is made. Now you can argue maybe the status quo NT is referring to a full body going back together, but somebody could define it differently. But primarily, this is the issue. You'll stop everything. You come on Tuesday for the full bench. Yeah, yo.
Is that how you see it, Isaac?
No, not exactly. Again, Gamunde is here. He's a lawyer. He will give us much. We are just saying based on what our own thinking tells us. But one, I think the issue of status quo ante tells you to go back to where everything was before any of these noise started. So go back to the original start, and then we'll go from there. That's what it says. And then the second thing here is, like I was saying very quickly, Stanton, please. I personally don't believe the likes of Koga, Fambule will not disrespect the Supreme Court. They will disrespect the law. Or we've been hearing arguments around that separation of power. So laughable. Talking about Supreme Court cannot get involved in our issue. Let us firstly address that. Not a lawyer. Kamunde can say more, but from our own standpoint here. Number one, removing a speaker is a political game that the Supreme Court cannot get involved in. The process by which you remove the speaker is a constitutional matter that, yes, the Supreme Court can get involved in. The Supreme Court will not tell them, or is not telling them right now, that you don't have the right to remove your speaker. No, it is a political process. You have the right to remove your speaker. But Supreme Court is saying you have to follow the constitutional provision. This is where the separation of power comes in. It is the Supreme Court's own constitutional duty to interpret the law, to render judgment. Once there is an act that comes in conflict with the law, and that's what they have done. And secondly, here, this is not about Funati. I personally, who in mind, Funati himself, who in mind, it is about the rule of law, it is about country. But lastly, to end, even if these guys who are at the hotel decided to disrespect the law, it is not about them. Will the Senate also decide to disrespect the
We'll
law?
come to that, Asik. I want to pause you right there. We'll come to that. Let's just enjoy our time here. We don't have enough, but let's give it our best shot. Yeah, Clinton, man, before I even get to the Senate, the executive, and other international body, let's talk about this document that was sent from the Supreme Court to both the majority black and the Fonati. And we'll bring up the response to this letter. And then, but talk to us, your general view upon seeing this document. I mean, I said, fire on us again.
I was on mute. That's the standard procedure for the Supreme Court. When someone's fired, this rate asking for a rate but the Supreme Court has to listen to both sides and then make a determination. So Ansu was right, that the Supreme Court, this is not a final ruling. This is invitation for the parties to come to the Supreme Court and make their case. And after they make their case, and then the Supreme Court will rule. But on the issue of status quo ante, Isaac is right. What the court, because status quo ante is to go back to a previously existing state of affairs, which means they have to go back to whatever the state was before, whatever Fonati is contesting. So Fonati, they have to go back to where Fonati is speaker, and he's presiding, until the Supreme Court can make a determination. So they have to go all the way back to the previous state of affairs, which means Richard Cohn, with this, writ from the court, cannot operate as speaker. Fonati has to remain the speaker until their determination can be made from the Supreme Court. So that's pretty much what this is.
Glenny, thank you for joining us, Glenny. Let's hear you on this thing because I saw the back and forth between you and Jackie, and when you receive this information, what say you publicly now?
Hello, everybody. It's good to be on. I think everybody has said a little bit of what this writ is. For me, it's a decision. It's an initial decision that has been made because they're telling everybody to go back to where it started, go back to previous. That's the status quo. And what started in the beginning, status quo ante, go back to previous, to where you were before. All of this started. This is where you need to go back. So what that means is people keep going around and saying no decision. Yes, it is a decision because school is not speaker. It means everything else that happened since the onset of this is null and void. And the most important thing is that when you go back and you come back, you're coming back to the entire branch. You're coming to all of the justices will be seated. It will not be one person you will be talking to. You will be talking to the Supreme Court of Liberia in section. Everybody will be present. So this is a significant step that the Supreme Court has made and they've put forward. And this is what most people were asking for, including me. Follow due process. And I like the point that I said talking about. A lot of people, they're interpreting it different ways. Of course, Stanton best friend, where in formula, he talking, and people cannot interfere in his administrative function and all kind of plenty of things he's talking about. Whether he likes it or not, he will have to follow what the Supreme Court of Liberia says. And that's just it. He cannot, he's a lawmaker, he can be a breaker also when the lawyers have ruled and say this is what we want to happen until we hear your case. So you have to follow it.
Glenn, did you attend Rick's, Glenn? Because I said you attended Rick's. Okay, thank you.
I did.
Okay.
Quick question. Maybe Dominic can answer this. Does status quo NT, does it mean, because this thing is going on for a few weeks now, right, Stanton? Maybe 3-4 weeks?
Over a month. It started on 17.
Where do we begin to define what status quo ante constitute? Does it mean immediately where you guys were before you came here, or originally? Do you think that they need to define that?
Because it has to be originally, because it's originally whatever the person is contesting. So there's an argument over speakership, who's speaker, who's not speaker. So that's what the Supreme Court is looking at. So the Supreme Court is saying, go back to who was speaker before. Go back to who was speaker before until we listen to this case and make a determination.
You think that should have been made clear in this rate?
Because so that's my question.
The legal terminology, and that's why they also have the lawyers. That's why the legal terminology is status quo ante. That's what it means. Go back to the previously existing state of affairs.
So I don't know the answer. He's just asking.
Right. So then go. Or that's why they're saying go back to.
I love you too, Glenny.
Let me say this: we are receiving information from lawyers. They say it's not a ruling. It cannot be a ruling. No. It's a command.
Correct.
To return to status quo ante. But the Supreme Court, when those decisions are made and they send out those letters, it's not a ruling. But a lot of Liberians are confused. Clinton, why did just give me straight up? Status quo ante started where?
But
you're muted.
The people say you must sit down straight in the chair.
You're muted, yeah, but you laying that too much, but find better chair, you muted. You after that, I said again, Nelson, I'm seeing Muhammad in the back. I don't know why he's in the back, Nelson. Send me a text message and let me know. So go ahead, Clinton.
Send away. Somebody say maybe if you go by the RLJ. We don't but you still mute your.
Can you unmute?
I think you muted me. But guess what? The status quo ante, when the Supreme Court make that determination, is based on the complaint before it.
Thank you.
Right? So it's based on the complaint. If Fundraising and his folks are arguing that I'm the speaker, I'm being removed illegally, and the Supreme Court said go back to previously existing starter, they're saying go back to when Fundraising was speaker until we make a determination. So it's based on the complaint.
Okay. So what did Fundraising ask for a year? Fanati said that people say they remove me. Oh. I want you guys to come in and look into it, right?
What Funati, sheet that he presented to the court?
Okay, let me upload it. Let me upload it. A good question.
Exactly what he's asking.
A good question. Let me bring it as it, and I'm going to upload it. This is speaker number 1 and speaker number 2. Who is
no,
one?
we got only speaker number 1. Stand on. Let's stop memes.
We got one speaker.
Yeah, stand on. Let's stop confusing. Stand on. Let's stop confusing.
No. You can't do this to me. No.
Stand on.
Let me talk now. Stand on. We cannot be.
No, but you can't do this to me. But now on top they say no. The people that
you
say
call me to talk now. You can't allow me to talk.
No, but the people did their own thing. Not me. I didn't do it for them. I didn't say do their own.
Well, if the main speaker for RLJ hotel rooms, then say it. But don't just say speaker. If there's a speaker for the rooms in RLJ, the hotel rooms, that's okay. But what I'm saying here, we don't have to be confusing the people. This is, no matter what we say, the very people got their own lawyers. Their lawyers know what is going on. Why did the Supreme Court involve the Minister of Justice? Because the Minister of Justice is like the Supreme Court to the executive branch. So he should be there to ensure that the Supreme Court's decision is adhered to by the executive. So they are involving him too, because Funati felt that the executive was kind of undermining his authority as a speaker, especially with the actions they've been taking. So this is not about who is speaker 1, who is speaker 2. We all know since we were born, unless everything not changing on the planet, but we all know every country got one speaker. That's what we know. So if you know every country got one speaker, of course, hotel rooms can get speaker, communities can get speaker. We are not talking about it. But the speaker for a national government is one. And who is that person? Funati. And even at that, the Supreme Court reaffirms that. Now we are looking for a status quo ante, where it started from, where it's going. But we all know it very simple. It means go back to where things all started. Where the things all start? Things all started from when they said they sign resolution, and Funati speaker, and they get their own place. All that thing, it was the second part. The very beginning was Funati was speaker. They were in session. They were all in one chamber. All of those things, they are the actual original stance of everything else. So we can come here and talk about speaker 1, speaker 2. Some of us don't go to RLJ. We don't know what they're doing there. As I learned, usually when they are there, they drink profusely and smoke.
Let's see the conversation here.
Talking about. And the first thing is, my own man Kun should be embarrassed. Why are they making Kun to look the small boy?
Stop yelling, I said.
No, I'm in the car. I saw the echo. I'm in the
I know it hurting you, I said, but let's take it small.
What it hurting me? Stand on, we've been in this game for a while now. The 245 car here is making the sound to be too much. I need to ask rescue to help me with one car around here. But rescue. But actually, we got one speaker. That other man just making himself like small boy. What are you just doing in the one kid?
Senator, why are you doing that? Let me ask Gamaliel a question here. Gamaliel, if you present something to the court is normally, obviously there are exigent circumstances where the court will go outside. But if Gamaliel say, Duadu slap me, the court is only restricted to looking at me slapping you. They don't care about whether I cost you before or this, that. And the court only focus on the slap.
The court, based on what's on the complaint. So what's on the complaint?
What's on the complaint? Okay.
The COFA is saying that the people say they're removing. The people say they dissolve committees. Yeah. So those are the things that the court is saying go back to before you dissolve committees. Go back to before you say you move COFA. Those are the things that the court is saying. So until we look at it and make a determination.
Yeah, we'll look at it. We'll look at it because for me, if COFA put all the things in there, then maybe.
So we got to go back to where COFA's complaint is.
Right. So in another way again,
the man ain't giving Glenn a chance. They think hurting asset will buy away.
But I ain't finished.
No, what is hurting me is the fact that yeah, what is the issue for me is the fact that we have group of men and women who just feel they can do whatever they feel simply because they induce people with money and people voted for them. We can be on the show, we can have people coming here to alert the lecturing us, people that can even be our students, only because they feel like they are lawmakers. They come here like they're lecturing or talking all kind of funny things. When I look at these things, I feel a little hurt. What kind of a country we have where few people just feel we can do anything we want, nobody will do anything. Young people and all who are so blind still, but will act as if they are everything, running faster than they can even reach. And I thought it's always sad. But the truth of the matter, the will of the Lord will win. Yeah, the will of the Lord will win. I know from Famula was so called.
Election is the same person that's saying that the Supreme Court can't interfere in the affairs.
Not forget
No,
about
they
it.
see the people who were saying the Supreme Court validated their sitting.
So let's get something here, which will help
I know
us.
Famula will soon call because every day he won't call. Yeah, he will soon call.
So let's get something here. I don't know. Yeah, Famula is
every day he wants to call.
But let's try to understand this, right? So you guys, speaker 1 and speaker 2, right?
Sometimes there's a problem. You are making fun out of Richard Kuhn. My man Richard Kuhn really.
But when I ask about, let me tell my own back. So you got speaker 1 and speaker 2. You know the speakers. I sort of said the speakers. But you know, there you have it.
Yeah, but stand on one person lifted their right. No, let me just say this now. One speaker lifted their right hand, the other guy lifted his left hand way in the sky.
That's how it is, but man, that was they are different folks. They are different. Wait.
Everything for those guys. Everything for those guys is just the backward way.
Let me ask you a question. No.
You're supposed to use my
you forgot the hand. You are in a rush.
Is it constitutional to use your right hand instead of your left?
It doesn't have to be constitutional. It's
no. Plenty. That's a very serious question. I really want to know. Come on, that.
Not everything is better in the Constitution.
So you cannot hold a man. You cannot hold a man on that. The man can use a right foot at his
when you take an oath, they tell you to raise your right hand, not your left hand.
So we have speaker 1.
And the man almost touched the ceiling. He way in the air.
We got speaker 1 and speaker 2. Say what you want to say as they return to status quo ante. There you have it. All right. But yes, a lot of people are concerned. Number 1 reply. We will receive the communication from the Supreme Court on Tuesday and act on it in session where our speaker will be presiding. But the Supreme Court can interfere with our administrative decision. Wow. Representative Kofa has been removed, and we elected a new speaker already. Representative Famula, majority Black House of Representative. Dualu.
But man, little Paul Jala. I'll let that thing. Speaker 1, speaker 2, and 1 DJ. But listen, let me
You know, maybe I didn't add 1 DJ.
Yeah, DJ with broken speakers.
Oh, 1 DJ in the
middle. The majority Black. I want you to the letter you posted. I want you to post it back up. I want to point something out. Even though that is the one that was responded to by the majority Black.
Oh yeah, the reply.
What they're saying is, and out on it in the session the speaker presiding, but the Supreme Court can't interfere with our administrative. Representative Kofa has been we will receive and blah blah. They said they've already been elected as speaker. We hear you, but that's what you're saying. We don't care about it. We carry on the flow, but we already got our speaker. If to say they are preempting the Supreme Court's decision, whatever that decision may be. That's how I'm understanding this. But by the end of the day, let's see what happened on Tuesday.
So I will say this before, as a Clinton, Glenn, let's welcome our brother Ava on the show. Before they join us to say their own, let me say this. They will go to the Supreme Court. Why the Supreme Court? What we have gathered, the Supreme Court will rule in favor of Fanati Kofa, that they should go back and give him due process. Fanati know that he cannot be speaker because they do not actually want him to be, but he's fighting for due process at this time to set something up, and he will not resign. So in that, like, well, what's going to happen? They're going to push Fanati instead of 2 weeks, maybe 30 to 60 days to go through the investigation. And during the process of time, they can run through anything they want to do, and they still believe they have the speaker. So before you say something, let's come up to Fanati reply upon receiving the letter. We have been served with the Supreme Court, stay order on this important constitutional matter. From the day of our ascendances, we pledge transparency, accountability, and adherence to the rule of law. We have never wavered in the regard, even to our own detriment. As the founder arbiter of legal and constitutional dispute in Liberia, we pledge to respect and uphold the decision of the High Court in this matter, win, loss, or draw. No more business as usual. The law is the law. What say you looking at both statements, Glennie? What say you?
I said the real speaker spoke. The Chinese speaker let his spokesperson write English. We'll follow the real speaker.
Glennie, we'll take you off the show. We'll take you off the show.
Now I'm saying the real speaker spoke. He wrote.
You are being
That's why you
condescending
blew.
on speaker.
But let's
On
come on
speaker.
the last
Is
speaker.
that
Okay,
what?
let him get chance.
Is that speaker number 2, right? On speaker
Speaker
number
number
2.
one, number 2 are the Chinese speaker. Number 1 are the
Okay.
Liberian speaker.
Oh, okay. So let me go to Clinton. You listen to both of them reply to the Supreme Court. Clinton, please unmute, my man.
I think Speaker Kofa replied is that's what you should reply when you have a decision from the highest court. That's what the response would be. The response cannot be, well, we hear the Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court cannot interfere. I think a lot of the lawmakers and their supporters are missing this whole concept of separation of powers. So they take one concept of the governance system and they forget the other one. They forget the part that say checks and balance. The system is constructed to work together, that each of these branches are supposed to check on one another. For instance, the legislature can make all the laws they want, but the president has to sign it for it to be in law. The legislature can make all the laws they want, but the Supreme Court can invalidate whatever law the legislature makes if the Supreme Court feels that it contravenes the Constitution, right? The executive, on the other hand, is the agency responsible to execute the law, but it has what you call prosecutorial discretion, right? You can send anything to it, the prosecutor can decide whether or not to prosecute. That's, so all these different checks, you can't say the Supreme Court can intervene. As a matter of constitutional law, there are certain things that are delegated to one branch of government. So whenever the finality of an issue is delegated to a branch of government, the Supreme Court will not intervene because the Constitution says the finality of that issue has to be that branch of government. So in this case, the Supreme Court will not tell you how to elect or who to elect. So for instance, you can say, if you come to be a lawmaker, the House can pass a rule. Say, if you're a lawmaker and you didn't come to work one day, we will suspend you. The Supreme Court cannot intervene and say you can't make that kind of law. What the Supreme Court can do, it can say, as a matter of constitutional law, you have to give that person due process. That person must appear. They must answer to that one day they miss. You must hear them, and then you can do anything you want to do. That the Supreme Court can intervene. Why the Supreme Court can say you don't make like a one-day rule? The Supreme Court can tell you that you must ensure that person is right. So this whole concept, they got it upside down. Everybody just running with their own thing that one branch can't interfere. The president can't interfere. Even though the president is head of government, but they say the president can't even call the people to conference that interference. So, well.
Thank you. Isaac?
Yeah, right. So for family part time here, I'm not sure sometimes I don't know his level of understanding on things, but again, I have said this over and over and again on the show, and I will say it again. The Supreme Court is not interfering into legislative processes. Like Kamunde rightly said, and I said in the chat room, where Kamunde isn't even. The Supreme Court is not going to tell them Kofa should be a speaker or Kofa should not be a speaker or John Paul should be a speaker. No. The Supreme Court is only saying do it in accordance with what the law says. So this is the thing. The Supreme Court they say don't remove Kofa. They never say don't remove Kofa. It is your political right to remove Kofa. The process by which you remove Kofa is a constitutional process that the Supreme Court can intervene in. So the young man talking about Supreme Court can intervene. So if the lawmakers come together and say, no lawmaker is entitled to join any political party. Then the Supreme Court can tell when the Constitution says you can join any political party is your right. Look at the kind of elementary thinking. It is not like your political decision is what is interfering. No, it is the constitutional matter in your political decision. So the Supreme Court isn't telling them don't remove Kofa. You can remove Kofa for all you want. It only says follow the constitutional provision by which you remove Kofa. And it is the Supreme Court's own constitutional duty to interpret the Constitution and the law and render judgment. It does not matter if it is from the executive, if it is from the judiciary. Once it is about the Constitution, only one branch of the government can interpret and render judgment, and that branch is the Supreme Court and the judiciary. So the better talking is only like when you play around, you're hungry, you go, you fall down, you know where to go, you go in your hotel room. It doesn't make no sense at all.
Thank you. Let me bring in Ava. Let me bring in Conor Gray. Conor Gray, you want to come in?
Yeah, I had to get this mute. All right, Conor Gray can go now. Go after him.
All right, Ava. Thank you.
Okay. Most of the speakers before me have said it all. I'm beginning to believe that probably as part of their arsenal, part of their tools, some of these people should just read some of these basic concepts so they can update their own egalitarian attitude. In other words, that I'm always right. This principle of separation of powers, it's not saying that you are Lord and gospel, you're not covered by the law. To hearken unto yourself, this all-powerful hero that nobody can interfere into your business, then it sounds so chaotic, so to speak. Like we said, there are checks and balances as well. And as much as they say no interference, they are telling you there are checks and balances. So the Supreme Court the courts exist to interpret the law, as Isaac Doa said. That's primarily, now you're telling them they cannot do their job because if they do their job, they'll be interfering with your affairs in the House. But as we go forward, one thing this decision for now will do to those who feel that they had that independence to behave lawfully or lawlessly, I think our international partners will begin to know the bad guys in the system. And Stanton, I think you said that probably January or so they'll be coming down with some sanction. These are the basis that form some of those folks that can be indicted at that level. So if people are saying that no, we have our own constitutional duty, we have our own mandate, let's wait and see. But I think this has reduced that other group to some extent, where they'll think twice before they move on, because now the law is now on their side. Until the decision can come and say, you are right, you are wrong to doing this, they go back to status quo ante. In other words, whether they want to say when they were divided, if that's their status quo ante, still it denies you from coming forward with a speaker, as Glendy said, the Chinese speaker. But it kind of hamper your ego to go forward with any other decision until you can hear from the court. So whether you want to go back under the speaker's gavel or whether you want to stay by yourself, it's all your prerogative. But you are being clipped not to act any further until otherwise, given the way forward. So I like the idea that the court should have done this long time ago.
Yeah, but again, thank you very much. I do not think this either or, before Ava coming, this is not a win. This is not a judgment. I don't think we can even say that the could have clipped the wings, that they would not fly. Let's look at what's happening here. A decision or a request came in today asking them to appear, stop everything, come before us. The 26th is Tuesday. These guys, it means that they will go ahead. The session is on Tuesday. What I'm hearing, Ava, they said, but we have not received the document from the court. That's the first argument. Some of them say we have not received the document from the court. We will only receive the document on Tuesday in session. I was arguing with Clinton and some of the guys within the majority black. They said, but stand on, today's Saturday. Are we at work? I said, no. He said, then why are you telling us that we receive it? What we see on social media is not the way in which we receive document. So I want to hear from you, Isaac. It may sound funny, but I think they are right. That's not a means of them receiving the Supreme Court request that they should appear and stop everything. Let's hear you, Aziba. On mute.
Just put out request from the rate from the or the instructions from the Supreme Court. What time frame the Supreme Court giving it? And is it the 26th day?
Yeah, the 26th. I think it's Tuesday.
That's Tuesday.
Okay. So I don't know what hour, but is it on or before the said day? So
are you reading it?
Yeah, they can pretend all they want, Stanton. The bottom line is the court is very clear. Return to status quo ante. So they can do.
I said, let me stop you. And I'm begging you. They put this thing out yesterday evening, the 22nd, yesterday evening, right?
Yeah.
The session day is on Tuesday.
Right.
They even give it to them that Monday they should be at work. Their argument that they believe that this letter will be read on the floor during the session day. That's the proper way. It's not what you say, it's not what I say. Do you think they all have received this document? And as for them receiving it, the Supreme Court can make argument that you should have received it, though it's Saturday or though it's Friday evening.
Okay. There's been years that the Supreme Court have been sending information.
Well, can you mute? Somebody playing. Go ahead.
There's been years that this Supreme Court has been sending information to this legislature. And there are means that they conduct and send that information, whether to the clerk, addressed to the speaker or whoever, or whether to the pseudo clerk, addressed to the pseudo majority block. But these guys have no recognized session. That's what people got to understand. Whether for the 8 of them can get together is not an official session because they are not under the gavel of the presiding officer according to the Constitution. So I don't know what they don't understand. They have no authority, authenticity, validity, or any of the words that make them a certified representation of the people of Liberia. I'm happy in the note, the response they say, our speaker, the 43 or 44 of them are their speaker, than the Republic of Liberia speaker, until they go through the right process, until they can get the 49 number, or until they can file a complaint separately from the resolution and try to get the people to remove him. They have no standing. And I hope the Supreme Court, the full bench, will respond according to what's in the Constitution and what's in the House own rules. Because what you guys have done, they have held this country hostage unnecessarily for the last couple of months when they could have been in session trying to build up to the 49 number and remove and then pass the resolution. They go for investigation, they come back and they vote the same way and say, we don't want Foranti. That's fine.
All right, I'll say, let me hold you down. That's it. Like, seriously, your opinion does matter, and I think you're making some good points here. But Clinton, before we go to Duadu, here's the argument. I'm giving you the argument because I spoke to them, right? Still, you don't expect us to address this issue to our session time. Everything Asa just said is the genesis of this thing. Whether you recognize them, you don't recognize them, we cannot vote. They voted, they said they got a speaker. We're making the argument that they didn't follow the rule of law. But let's fast forward. This document, hold everything, come and see you on Tuesday. Do you think the argument that we have not received it, we'll only receive it when we go in session on Tuesday is a valid argument?
When we spoke today, I don't know, I know what the several process law, but I had to go back and look at the law again. When the court summons or sends any kind of summons to an organization, not a person, but an organization, the assumption is either the agent, there's a designated agent. In this case, it could be like a CEO if it's an agency. If according to Section 3.8 of the Liberian Civil Procedure Law, if it's the government of Liberia, it doesn't matter if it's a Saturday or a Sunday. If the sheriff delivering that or someone say was able to deliver it to the Minister of Justice, the government of Liberia is assumed to have been served, whether it was Sunday or what Saturday. The government doesn't shut down. So in this case, if the procedure is for the clerk of the House of Representatives to receive summons, and that summons is given to the clerk, the House who have been assumed to have received the service, they can't argue that we didn't receive it because the court is not going to find every member of the House of Representatives and serve them. No, they don't do that. They serve only the person responsible to receive communication. So once you give it to the clerk who's responsible, or even if you were to give it to whoever is the residing, it's presumed they have received it. That's how the civil process law works. Unless the president, the sheriff in this case went all around, couldn't find the sheriff, and you turned to the court say, I didn't find anything.
You
Right?
go on like that. That's the people argument. That's the argument. And you gotta understand this, though. Clinton, I understand. You just gotta understand this. We are not in a normal time.
The times are normal, Seto. You don't make this thing more than what it is.
No, but wait, I bet you, I'm not saying your security, your travel security, no. I'm saying the situation at the House of Representatives is not a normal time, Abba. And I hope you understand. If it were normal time, we'd not be having two lawmakers speaker right now. So
we don't have two speakers.
It's fair to say.
We don't recognize that.
One speaker.
So no, we do. We have two speakers. One person running the court. Yeah, I mean, it's good for you as a Liberian. Don't recognize. You can do many money.
If they receive their communication, they receive it.
So anybody can choose. And you know the best thing? Both of them from the Southeast. So it's easy, Dwalu. Let's hear you, Dwalu. You asked for these documents. I want to put them out. These are the things that Fonatifa told the Supreme Court. The argument making the unconstitutional surplus of the speaker authority by the respondent. You go down the line, you will see different things. The respondent unconstitutional suspension of members of the House of Representatives, illegal restructuring and reconstructing. So you got all this in Dwalu. I hope you have it in the chat room. Talk to us.
Yeah, so just by looking at it in the overview, it seems Falanti covered all his bases. So I'm not even going to go back to say whether he included something or did not include something. But Stanton, I want to solidify two truths that everybody on the show agreed with, or at least most people agree with. Truth number one, if something is going into the realm of law or constitution, the Supreme Court takes precedence. That's established. I think everybody agrees with that. If it's entirely political, or it does not cross into the issue of legality or law, the House of Representatives can do their own thing. Does anybody disagree with that assertion?
No.
So let's ask the question. Is the majority Black doing anything that's crossing over into constitutional matters? I would say yes, they are. So for somebody to say the Supreme Court doesn't have a say in it, it's a moot point. They do have a say in it. But I would say this. If I were those guys, and I want to come a little contradiction a little bit, though. I want to say this. If the majority Black is not recognized, I'm playing devil's advocate here, it's not recognized, to whom or who is considered the heir to be delivered or read to from the Supreme Court? Come on there.
No, I think the clerk. I think Dominic answered that question.
Does the clerk support the minority Black, or does it support?
The Supreme Court says it doesn't matter.
If the clerk is a person who receives communication for the house,
that's the person.
And if someone is delivered to the house, to the clerk, the house is presumed to have been served. They have
So
to
the
answer.
Supreme Court is submassing that the House is not in any separation.
No. The clerk is they won't receive the communication. We're giving.
Hold on. Let me go through one question here. I beg you guys. Everybody, just wait. Don't say nothing. I say, do you agree?
Well, to the question to the question you were asking, please stand
the
up.
question Dwadu just asked real quick. The question Dwadu just asked real quick.
What was the question?
Listening.
The Supreme Court is assuming that the House is not dissolved. The House remains intact.
Well, I don't believe so, because the fact that the order itself carries people different. This versus this. But that's why I wanted to say, Stanton, please. So Stanton, these guys can sign resolution in hotels, in restaurants, but they cannot get letter because they're not in session. Number two, the man spoke to the letter, to the communication. How did he know there was communication?
I didn't say it was for the family. I didn't say that.
No,
don't pick
no,
up.
I didn't say you. I'm responding to the whatever comment the 40 man gave. Now people are saying in his comment, it seems as though he is saying they did not get any communication, and I'm saying they can sign resolutions from in a club, from in a hotel, but to get communication from the Supreme Court is what they can get. Secondly, he spoke to a communication. It means he knows a communication is there for him.
It's not
If
only
he did not know, he wouldn't have.
Stop picking on 40. We are talking
Yeah, he was
about
the one speaking. Oh, Stanton, stop that. Stanton, I can't come there. Yeah, come there 1 minute. But Stanton, 40 and me, yeah, nothing. I'm talking about the person who spoke. Who spoke? And that 40 spoke, right? He the one addressing based on what he said. I am saying what he said. I'm not saying all of them. So I don't know why you mentioned your name.
Okay, so let's get something in place here, right? Before Glenny, you know the side Glenny on. Yeah, she on the side of the rule of law. The rule of law is on Fonati's side. Guys, how do you think this whole thing is going to end? And when will it end? Glenny, let's come to you.
Well, I mean, they'll have to show up on Tuesday. Whatever they're doing, I just news they're making. They're bluffing. They've been to court first. They lied. They say they changed their resolution when they went to court. They will show up. For the family will be the first one to court. Since he's the one writing, he will be the first one to the court. The Supreme Court will not call them and they refuse to show up. That's why the Justice Ministry is involved. They will compel them to show up. And they've already asked him to show up with their response. So they will show up. They will have to show up.
So, what's your prediction?
That they will show up and the court
I understand they will show up, but what's the prediction? Who wins?
They will send them back to go and follow the rule of law to remove the speaker.
Okay, so let me hold you right there. Do you think the way be law about it?
I don't think they will, but they've already placed the Justice Minister at attention because they already think that there will be trouble that will start. So the court said they're not naive. They know that people will refuse.
If this is the case, let me ask you, why couldn't the justice in chamber at the time render this thing, return to status quo until and your kind info or less George apply? Why he declined to even hear the first request from Fonati, and he brought us all the way here. Now the full bench saying stop everything. Why you think the justice in chamber took a declining ain't no position?
Because there was no legal issue raised at the time. From everything I heard, I don't know who it was. Somebody I don't remember who was here that was explaining what went on when they went before the justice in chamber. I believe the person said the justice asked if they had a petition to remove the speaker, and they said no. They said they merely had a complaint that they were putting forth. So the court, there's something called the matter is not rep. If the matter is not rep, the court is not going to intervene. There is no legal issue at the point for the justice to rule on at that time. So he just declined to intervene at the time. So, and I said this on the show a few times. I said it's going to reach a point where the Supreme Court is going to intervene, and it's going to be a point where when they act as the legislature, as plenary, when they take that decision is when the court is going to act, because then they've crossed that line. So now the court can act because they're taking a decision to remove the speaker. They're taking a decision to suspend their colleagues from committees. So now they've raised a lot of legal constitutional issues. So now the court can intervene. I think that's pretty much it. You're muted.
That formula again, you communicating with the family show here again, brother.
Yeah.
That formula again.
Wait.
That formula again.
So yes, that formula. Yes, that formula. Let me say this. So
no, but stand on. Tell formula he's right. Then you go back to the hotel. No, we won't hear him without him.
Why we get
There you go. He right. There you right. There you go.
Why could I talking now? When the formula talking? Why be cool can't talk?
But how many people answer this question?
No, that formula go without him. There you right. There you go.
Who can speak that? When the formula got
Wait, one at a time. Wait, then what's your question?
I want to know why a formula that when they want talking. Why happened to Kun? You mute that?
Okay, hold on 1 minute. Let me answer Granny's question.
No, in neutral.
Yeah, let me answer Granny's question. Are you speaking about speaker number 2?
No, I'm speaking about the Chinese speaker.
Tell formula to go. Tell you say he right. There you go.
The legislature, they get high expensive thing here, they got cheap thing over here.
Let me say this. It's even important for us to say, listen, Nadi, the justice minister cannot compare any lawmaker to go and appear before the Supreme Court. It doesn't work like that.
That formula say.
Where the fiscal body not going to the justice minister Ava. The justice minister cannot read that document again. Ava, let me make some progress.
You're making mistakes. The justice minister can ensure that the executive branch abide by the decision from the Supreme Court. Yeah. It is not that the justice minister is carrying lawmakers, no, but he is going there to ensure that the decision from the Supreme Court is respected and enforced by the executive.
Let me tell you
why
the court is asking the justice minister to go.
Thank you.
This is traditional. What the court have done, the court usually asks the minister of justice to file a brief on the side of the law, not the position of the government or the position of anybody.
Thank you.
Based on the law, they usually ask the Ministry of Justice that based on the law to file a brief on why this petition should be granted or why the petition should not be granted. Now, no one is above the law. If the Supreme Court orders anyone to appear before the Supreme Court, representative, speaker, who, and that person declined, the court, they can be here in contempt of court.
But it's not in this. It's not in this. You said it right. You said it right? The court not asking the justice minister saying.
No, he's not asking
exactly.
He's not asking.
Yeah, so let's get it straight. The court is not asking the justice minister to do that. So let's move on to the next thing.
You can tell it, they won't come.
Let move on. I know most of you guys on the side for that. You on the.
On the side of law.
Most of you guys.
Which side you on? Stand on which side you on? On the side of the law or on the side of rebels? Which side you on?
Wait now. Everybody, please wait. Let me answer as it do, please.
No. You didn't hear my question. Are you on the side of the law or on the side of rebels? Which side are you on?
Okay, allow me to answer.
Just answer one or two, please. I want law explanation.
You see,
I
am not a sedition to do anything Joe asked me to do. I get my
law
opinion.
Or rebels.
So hold on 1 minute. I will answer you as a non-sedition reaction. So let me answer you.
Which side you on, man?
But again, you won't create problem now.
Rebels or law? They only get two things: rebels and law. Which side you on here?
Number one. Thank you.
I want a man law answer, my brother.
Number one, there is no rebels lawmakers, right? They are not rebel lawmakers.
I didn't say rebel lawmakers. I say rebels or law.
But I say you intend to disturb this show, though. Number two, I will say to you, I'm on the people's side. Okay? Due process should be rendered unto Fonati Kofa. I have said that to them. That which was done, I don't think it was due process. If they want Fonati out, Fonati will walk out of that office in those seconds, once given due process, and they take vote. And that stand by that. Main state on what is going to believe in that. So I hope that answers your question. So let's make some progress and leave a sedition as to do alone for a
There's
moment.
stuff going all around with different
But I
scenarios.
said,
Stick
now
to what you
stop
believe.
that. I said,
Where
stop.
can be added that sedition like crying now? So nobody was able to
So,
be
so Gamade, I want to ask you a question, Gamade.
No, need that man. The man know he likes CDC. Forget about that thing. Eh.
Gamade, y'all was saying the sitting before. Eduardo, they were saying Stanton was supposed to see your way. October King, November King will beat them. Just go back in your sync up again and say the same thing. Governor Clinton, let me ask you a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you blame George? We are in this whole thing. Let's just close this thing real quick. Joe, we are new in everything that they were removing his only strong man, one of the strongest men he had in this government, who was Fonati Kofa. Third in line, Speaker Fonati Kofa. Joel refused to come into the country. He enjoyed all his baladodo. He enjoyed his fun time 10 days in Ghana. He enjoyed himself good. When they removed Fonati Kofa now, he coming to have a meeting. Do you blame Joel leadership, the CDC leadership in this fight? Don't tell me about the lawmakers and a crossover. No. Don't tell me about Unity Party. We know all that. George Manawia and the folks that are around him. Do you blame him? His participation.
Let me start with what I said from the very onset of this thing. And I believe I said it in one of the CDC chat room. I said the party should not allow this to happen. And I said that because the speakership is the third most powerful position in the country. You lost in the election, but you have the speakership. The speakership is a bargaining chip for you because the power of the speakership, the speaker controls a lot of things. You can bargain with the executive when it comes to the budget, when it comes to different things, putting things on the agenda. The president cannot execute his legislative agenda if he's not able to work with the speaker, because the speaker controls what goes on the agenda. So I believe the party should have done enough to ensure that the likes of Fala and the people who went renegade, they didn't go that far. I also believe that, this is my personal opinion, I also believe that this matter is so serious that President Riyad should have been to the country sooner to ensure that he was meeting with the likes of Fala. Immediately things happened, they needed to get on it to ensure that this didn't reach this far. So I think the party needed to do much more than they did. They needed to get on this thing. This should not happen. You can't look. You lost an election already. You have the speakership. You have to protect that. And I don't think the party they did enough. And I think the president should have. I still call him the president. The president should have come back to the country sooner than he did to ensure that this didn't happen.
Why do you think he did it before we go to Duarte? Why do you think he did it?
Look, I'm not in the president's inner circle. I'm not privy to the president's schedule out of the country. I don't know the importance of
what I make of Joe we are now, because I said Joe we are coming back, he want to be president again, blah blah blah. But here we are, they're removing the 10 men who represent your party, represent you directly, of course. You sat in Europe, you enjoy yourself in Ghana, you refuse to come back. After they gave the final whistle, like Fonati is not coming back, do you think Joe had any interest in this as to keeping Fonati as speaker?
I'm not going to read the president's mind other than what he's done. What I can say is, I would have loved to see, personally, I would have loved to see the party done more. I would have loved to see the president return to the country sooner, to engage the lawmakers to ensure that this didn't really reach this far. But I have to go and believe what the president said when he called his people and said that he didn't want this to happen. He doesn't support this.
Yeah, he did that on his birthday in the hotel room, sleeping on the bed with on a t-shirt on, and that was so, but we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. We got that picture. Duaru's sending me that picture right now in a hotel room. They're recording. You got a t-shirt. Duaru, listen to our sedition, though. I'm not putting this on Clinton, but a lot of them reach out to me and say, you know what? The complacency in here, Joe, we didn't prove leadership. What say you, Dualu?
President Weah has never been interested in any form of leadership. First of all, I know it's that demagogue and the seditions will kill me for this, but President Weah has no interest of any kind of leadership. He never has. And by the way, CDC is dissolved. Our party is not coming back together. But let's look at this thing for a second. President Weah felt that political power was getting a little bit powerful. The initial orchestration of the operation was initiated by the CDC organization to kind of dissipate fanatical power and making have no relevance. But here's the thing. CDC does not have the strategist in place to say, let's go ahead and check Latin. They were yet doing things off the whim. The small money that is stored, they still have some of that money, they threw some of that money around. And at the end of the day, CDC will lose no matter how you look at it. They got no part to play. And I will keep advising President Weah on this. President Weah, the money where you stole, keep that money. You bring that money back, you can be president of the country again. No organization there. Assets will be forced to work here in the bank.
We'll come to Acid though. Acid, hold on. Because I know you want to say something. Let me bring in Colonel Gray. Colonel Gray, we had a long conversation. I and some other folks, I'm not going to call name yet. They are disappointed though. They felt that they shouldn't have come this far. Everybody should rally around for Nati Kofa. They should have kept him. But now, seriously speaking, when it is all said and done, Fonati not going to be speaker. And this now they're going to put it on Joe where I say, you abandoned Fonati Kofa. You left him. You went to your Ballon d'Or. You went to your Ghana. You had your fun. When it was all over, you coming to do what? Talk to me, Colonel Gray.
Stanton, before going on, let me say, as a country, we have ways to communicate when there's a moment of emergency. What if the Republic of Liberia were to be attacked? I mean, were to come under attack? Would they wait for Tuesday before the legislature meet and decide and declare that we have to respond to that warfare? They have intra-governmental way of communicating, especially on matters of emergency. So this excuse by this, I would call them unthinkers, people who don't have heads over their shoulder. Sorry for that harsh.
So let move on because man, time you're eating your time. You're not talking
let me say this. Yes, Stanton, hold on. Let me say this too. These people are ready to go ahead. They bought the Chinese speaker a car. So this will put a halt to it. That's why I meant that they clapped their wing. But let's go back to George Weah. The United Party seized a perfect opportunity for what was initiated by CDC to remove speaker. As my brother Dualo have said, he was becoming extremely powerful. So for George Weah, probably the move was to remove him and put Fala or whoever it is there. But you know what? They are among elephants and lions. They seized the opportunity right away. They themselves, to come back and recall that motion was late because United Party seized on a perfect opportunity to say, what, since you don't want the guy, we sponsor the process, and definitely he who pays the piper plays the flute. That's why it is.
Thank you. Let me bring in Acid though, then after you go last on this, because a lot of nurses in both camps, CDC camp, I can say, and that of the, those that disenchanted sedition on the fence. So, wow, how can this happen? What did we move in this direction to bring disgrace to ourselves? Now we do not have a speaker. Apparently, we do not have a deputy speaker because what we hear concerning Thomas Fala, he would not be a sedition in a short while. He moving over. I said, don't talk to me. I know you're going to go against your brother Clinton here.
No, I don't. It's not about going against my brother or anyone. But personally, I appreciate the fact that the stand of George Weah in Liberia is proven on the show. If George Weah's absence from in Liberia is the reason for a chaotic legislature, it only means how powerful he is. And I appreciate the fact that we all can say it. I mean, we are all saying it. Had George Weah been in the country, the legislature would not have been chaotic as it is, despite the fact that President Baka was there. It only tells us something. So I very much appreciate that. But this is what I would say though. When they got through signing their resolution, there were 48 persons. they did the signing issue in secret, almost like nobody knew. Before we got to know they were reading something, it was Yeke Koluva who first hinted us that, oh, the men are trying to do something. They have 48. Just before we got to know their number dropped to 43, thanks to George Weah. And just few days ago, 7 persons recited their signature from what they signed. We all know those people met George Weah. They had conversation with him. You've been told here, I know exactly what he did. He was on the phone almost every day. But again, we cannot blame anyone saying this simply because we have few CDC lawmakers who think money is more than respecting their party and want to be so disrespectful. But let's look at it the other way, my people. Why it is true few CDC lawmakers have gone disgruntled and decided to go after money, even by disrespecting their party and their political leader. What's about President Barkai? What's about the Unity Party people? President Barkai was in the country now. George Weah wasn't. So are you saying George Weah's absence is better than President Barkai's presence? What are we saying? I mean, I appreciate the fact that we are saying it. That had George Weah been in the country would not have been this way. I appreciate the fact that we are saying it. It tells the people of Liberia what George Weah is and what he stands for. As to if he's coming back to power or not, it is only unfortunate and sad that somebody will be in 2024 and be worried about 2029. You got a long way to worry.
Maybe I'll pay attention to something else. I didn't understand what you said, Acid. Acid Barkawi. I love to mess with Acid. Acid Barkawi.
Still, look, I just want to set a little precedence in terms of this Supreme Court here. The Supreme Court interprets the Constitution, right? They can review legislative act when the legislature passes an act. If that act imposes on rights or exceeds its own authority or does something that against, the Constitution, the Supreme Court can just reverse that whole thing or cancel it. The Supreme Court protects people's rights. So if somebody like Fonati Kofa is not getting due process, it's the responsibility of that Supreme Court to ensure to ensure that due rights are protected. And then they're also there to resolve some conflicts where there's stalemate, and it seems there's stalemate indicates unnecessarily though to me, but it's there. So they got to resolve it. So the respect for the Supreme Court, for them to request you to respond to them, like they say, they will get it on Tuesday, but if they feel they get it on Tuesday, they better respond on Tuesday because that's the date the Supreme Court has for them to respond. So I don't think it's something we should even be talking about. They have to respect the Supreme Court and do it.
Thank you. So let me go to Glennie. Glennie, let's go back to the George Weah, involvement here. People are saying this thing seriously now. It's coming up. Like he didn't treat Fonati well in this whole fight. He didn't stay with Fonati. It's like he abandoned Fonati. Clinton and myself were having a conversation with some other folks today. Clinton is a sedition, by the way, but seriously, but maybe he doesn't want to express it. I'm not going to say it for him, but like him and other sedition, they are not happy with Joe Weah involvement. Clinton, welcome to Spoon Talk. I can't.
I didn't make a tree on that show, yeah?
I said I'm running away.
I didn't make a tree.
Glennie, go ahead.
So I know people will always want to make it about Weah. I too feel that him leaving at that time was not strategic because Fonati Kofa is a sedition. And he may have needed George. He needed George Weah. I mean, from what it showed now, he probably did need George Weah to be around, to be able to rally the base. But then again, the decision was George Weah's. I don't know if he took this as not serious enough for him to stick around, which I think now they're going to lose the speaker's seat because I don't think they did enough work. And to see that people from their base, Thomas Fowler is even one of those who was supposed to be the right hand when they started. And on that day, I remember Thomas Fala taking a call from George Weah and being very excited with Fonati Kofa and even showing the phone. And to see that several days later, Thomas Fala changed hands to say, okay, they've summoned me, so I need to go. I think it would have been different if George Weah had dedicated a little bit more time to rap, because like it or not, Weah is a sportsman. People will always love him. He has a facade around him that people will always gravitate towards him. So I think he didn't do enough. I don't think he did enough to be able to help Kofa and help the seditions like Clinton, who now feel invalidated by this. Clinton, is that true?
Yeah.
Glenny mentioned and represented some of Fala. What does Fala need President Weah for? He don't need him for anything. Fala now is a made man. Even though President Weah made Fala is so big now, it feels more important than President Weah to himself. Fala doesn't need Weah for anything. In fact, I believe President Weah needs Fala more than the opposite.
So Fala never came in this thing to say, I want to be speaker.
No, he doesn't have to.
Fala never came in. Fala came in this thing to remove Fonati Kofa from being speaker. Number one, his utmost is to remove Fonati Kofa. Number two, to pay back George Manawea from jumping over him 2018 and I think 23 or so when he came to this since 2023 when he came to the speakership. Jowea a bonfire. So Thomas Fala came with that man said, I'm going to pay back. And he disrespected George Manawea. He cared less. You're right, Badu. He cared less about George Manawea. Thomas Fala could be the godfather for Low Father More.
Yes.
Because you know what? Yeah. The people are coming around Thomas Fala. Yeah. To tell you the truth, Manus Joseph Iman Boaka, who can stand on Thomas Fala right now, it's not Brian Samuka.
He could be senator.
It's not Steve Zako. It's not Councilor Jala. Yeah. It's not Galapa Katima. No, it's Thomas Fala. Yeah. Thomas Fala have the magic wand to go ahead.
He has the money. They stole him money. He has enough.
He can be senator for Lofa County. So this is the thing, right?
I mean, we can say all we want that Thomas Fala doesn't need Weah. The evidence is there. If Weah was not significant to Thomas Fala, he wouldn't have shown that day that it was important for Weah to call him. Don't forget that the prominence that Thomas Fala has gained has also come from Weah's assistance.
We agree.
You can't erase that. There are still people that you need from George Weah base to be on his side. He was
no. Plenty. Let's get something straight. It's not from Lofa. Thomas Fala made George Weah to get more votes in Lofa than in the history of George Weah.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. Fala, I understand where you're coming from, but Thomas Fala now it's about your base. Can you remember when we were looking for base for comics? We were looking for comics base. We couldn't find it.
Who? Please don't go.
No. No, but Benny, let me talk. It's about your base, right? We went to Maryland. We couldn't find comics base. We came to Boston, we couldn't find comic base. And the only thing people decide to say comic base like the entire library.
Why do you go to Watanga base?
Listen, Thomas Fala has a base. It's Lofa. And the people know that ball is granted and rooted right now in Lofa than any other county. So Jowea will end up going back to Thomas Fala and beg Thomas Fala. Jowea will go back to Thomas Fala if he's in this race. And I tell you why. He will beg Thomas Fala. He will go down on his knee and say, for the sake of good time, remember me. Because Thomas Fala is in a position. This is what happened.
Yeah.
It's not Thomas Fala alone.
Yeah.
It's Jefferson Koji.
A lot of guys.
You know that. You know that Jowea refusing to take Jefferson Koji call.
The man was feeding. Yeah, the man feeding you see.
Jefferson Koji from Lofa. Thomas Fala from Lofa. Sir Joseph from Lofa, Moba Molu from Lofa. Let's continue to name all of them.
And a big country.
Sir Joseph.
The female representative. She's from Lofa, like Thomas Fala, one of his representatives. They listen to him. I cannot Jowea say I'm coming back. And I want us to close on this one with 19 minutes left. Right? You're not going to get Nima County. You're not going to get Lofa if you Thomas Fala leave you alone. You will not get most of Rado County, or maybe you will split it by 50%.
Oh yeah, with what happening, definitely,
Okay.
it's easy with split.
I agree. You will split most of Rado by 50%. But if you end up losing Nima County and Lofa County, you cannot win election in Liberia. You cannot. So
Simple.
say what you want to say. Thomas Fala is very important, but there's a crack in CDC.
We'll get back right now.
No, forget Prince Johnson infestation, that chill infestation. I will say this to you. This is why it's happening. CDC, and everybody listen to this one. They get their own problem. They are breaking up to pieces, the Eduardo said.
And I love it.
The Natural Maligay, the people going this way, the Thomas Fala people. Sir Joseph said he's running 2029. Sir Joseph said he's running 2029 and nobody can stop him. He's running to be president 2029. Imagine. And there's the problem. If Sir Joseph is on the ticket 2029, George Manawea cannot win Moserado County. Because Sir Joseph received the largest number in the senatorial rate than any senator in the history of Liberia.
When they get ready for President Sir Joseph.
Yes, Sir Joseph running our wrong we are campaign.
It's a difference. It's a difference when Sir Joseph put himself on the ballot for the senatorial seat, and when George Weah put himself on the ballot for Moserado for presidential seat. That's completely different things. Look, say what you want. My disappointment with the whole thing that's happening with the speakership. I think the speakership is so important that the party and the standard bearer, the president, they should have done much more. George Weah is a very powerful person. He's a very powerful.
I don't think he's powerful. I don't think he's powerful.
Say what you want. George Weah wants.
Let me hold you down. Let me break you down. Clinton, let me break you down.
49%, 796.
Clinton, let me break you down. I beg you. Are you satisfied with the job we are now? Bringing back the Finabondo, bringing back the Calasco, bringing back the Eugene Nagbe, bringing back the Sanatoy. Do you think that job we can win election 2029?
Well, let's talk about elections, then we talk about the people.
No. I'm talking about both. Do you think that Joe Weah can win election 2029?
The result of the last election
a very thin. You don't know why I asked him, so you want to answer straight. You answer my question.
You ask me a question, let me respond.
No. You answer my question. Let's talk about the people.
The question, you gotta get me. You want me to respond to the question the way you want me to respond to the question?
Senator, the organization that brought CDC.
You know why I asked him for you?
Yeah, I know. The organization that has the battle by them put together, the organization that CDC came with, the novelty that we didn't understand CDC is entirely different. They don't have state resources. I think I'm talking when they were cheating, fitting, ballot, they're not CDC, we don't go over there.
My man, the CDC stuff, ballot bases.
Yeah.
But and the president conceded the election.
You
gotta get this. Every time you see
answer my question. Let me answer. I beg you. Let me answer my question. I beg you. Welcome to you, Clinton. The Joe Weah of today, with Finabondo, with Calasco, with Eugene Nagbe, with D. Max, Kamaya. With Samuel
I have said publicly over that, Dimash I left the government a long time. I've said that.
Leave.
That's.
I'm asking that. Do you think Joe Weah can win election with these people that stay hanging around him?
My man, look, I'm a student of political science, and when we do prediction, you do prediction based on the past. What the election results said the last time. I'm not going to do research on the people. If you want to ask me my personal opinion, how I feel about certain people around George Weah, then that's
okay. I ask you your personal opinion on how you feel about certain people around George Weah. My business, I ask you your personal opinion.
Let me tell you why George Weah will win the next election. If you
I ask you your personal opinion. Why do you think certain people behind George Weah?
Answer my question.
Look, the infrastructure around Weah is different. The infrastructure around Weah is different.
I'm on record for saying that the party needs to adjust. I'm on record for saying that the president needs.
You're the former chairman speak. The infrastructure.
I didn't know more about the CDC than I do.
I'm not trying to bring you onto the CDC.
I know, that's why I say you know more about it than even me. You
Nearly every professional will try to bring them on to the CDC. So it's a different ball game.
Stanton.
It's a different ball game.
I don't want to show you calling my name. Let me go in the back.
No, you are the moderator. You are the moderator. I come in. We are not talking about the
let's
issue
break
of
down the weird chances. Whole day young prince, we are here, we are here. What's the depth of any intellectualism in your guy in CDC right now?
No, we know no book. We know book. No book. No, we know book. Your no book. All you know all the book. I'm talking about you. We know book. Let's go to the next one.
Two. The people that were around you. Before I talk about inheritance and mal, the people that were around you, that structure of NPP and all the other briefcase people that still has a human being in that briefcase. Where are they? They gone, right? You ain't got man selling to get all our coffers, the inheritance for our coffers is not there, and you ain't know how to manage it because you will steal your own election money. You will steal it. So the chances of CDC ever
is that Musa Hassan Belete saved the letter today? Hey, yeah. Okay, Musa really coming here right there.
So listen, Ava.
I'm surprised Musa didn't say if there's election today coming so win. That where are you going to now?
So Ava, Stanton, I won't respond to your question. You asked a question about the people around George Weah. You know, I'm not concerned of election if George Weah will win or not. Listen, the people that vote will determine how their life will be for the next 6 years. They will vote. You can be on the show and cause all your noise.
That's true. When it's turn around, show you personally. 2026.
Let me end now. Let me end. Personally, I know if you were to have election today, George Weah will win. President Baga may not even come.
Today.
So again, let me go to the people. Stand up. You are in power today. 98% of those in power work in government before. And what you're saying, those who are with George Weah will be the reason why George Weah will not win. Though you have your how you call it, or security advisor was in government. You have your minister of state was in government. Like almost everybody. So I don't know what's the basis of your question. It said that you saying the people around George Weah underperformed. Again, that is the performance grading of the George Weah government. And the people that will vote will know how their life will turn out. How much they buying salt today and how much they buy before. How much school fee they used to pay today, how much they buy before. How much they used to pay for transportation. They will determine, not you. George Weah will win election if you have election today.
If you do this by the we're not in power. They ain't got nothing to grow about again. Like you're the grading now. So
listen, your own rescue corner, your own rescue senator said the 1 year was a wasted year. Your own rescue. You're not looking at trying to solve your problem. You thinking if George Weah will come back or not? Once upon a time, Donald Trump was never coming back to be president. Duadu, you were in the chat room causing all the noise. Donald Trump will never be president. You were in chat room. So they now we talking it.
So guys,
be causing your noise about George Weah. Don't depend. Don't face your economy today.
Let's go back to the issue at hand, right? You see, I listen well. I just don't talk on the bread. All I know is my brother in 1982 car that breakdown on him. He called him for triple A.
That was see your nose.
Yeah.
I don't even have triple A because I ain't got money. I'm trying to push it. I call people to help me to push it.
I can call triple A for you, Isaac.
Yeah, please help me. Call triple A. Call
triple A chasing people now. You cannot use somebody.
My location. I'm on West.
I said, wait, but let's make some progress here, my friend.
But stand on your personal opinion. We tie with it. Joey will be president. No, you won't be president.
But man, we're distracting the discussion, man. Joe, we have been present and now even something to discuss, man.
Listen,
If
I was just listen.
the Labrebo want to be considered stupid,
Let us
and
discuss the
re-elect
economics of Jose.
Joe,
Leave
we have
George
for
we have
president, let
winning.
him go.
The
Let
reason
Milton
why
go
we
ahead.
are
George
saying
we are
this, I say,
George
come
we are
on
will
now.
come back and win.
No problem.
Okay.
No
Thank
problem.
you. And you think that what happened in America that Jovial spirit would move, Donald Trump's spirit would move to Liberia? Let me ask you a question, Conor Gray. Conor Gray, here we
Well,
are, right? Good moment, wait now, let's move on back. The thing we got finished, we'll get 8 more minutes. Everybody here can get 2 minutes and we'll be all of you. Conor Gray, let's close this show, man. I was very tired, but thank you guys for helping to discuss the Race Institute thing. I hope tomorrow we'll be having one-on-one with the CEO tomorrow. We got a councilman. His name is Nathaniel from Rhode Island. From the second,
Nathaniel Bia.
Yes. I met Nathaniel Bia today from the second district. Rhode Island. I met him today. By God's way, he should be appearing on one-on-one with the CEO, a Liberian from Nima County. He's running with the other group, $14.7 billion budget for Rhode Island. That's not a small budget thing. We want to talk about the budget and the MCC compact. I was fortunate to meet him and his wife. He offered me something to eat. I said, I don't want to eat. I thought he was bringing some, how you call that thing from Nima? Gingba? Yeah. And, you know.
You left food business, you know Gingba.
But the issue is that he will be appearing on the show. A wonderful man, doing a lot in Liberia. And we want to hear from him. His name is Nathaniel. Nathan, not Nathaniel. That's the same name, right? But I think it's Nathan Bia. Yeah. Nathan Bia.
Yeah, he and my nephew have the same name, Nathan.
Okay, yeah, Nathan Bia. He will be our guest on one-on-one with the CEO tomorrow. So, guys, let's close the show. I think it will be a wonderful program tomorrow. We'll be talking about the budget, his experience, his relationship, and what he thinks he can bring to the country. So we'll be happy to have him tomorrow. Okay, Gray, you go first. Then from there, we'll do this thing. Dr. Richardson traveled today. She couldn't be on. Paul Kennedy is in Liberia. Again,
welcome, Paul.
Is in Liberia. Uncle Sam will be in Liberia, I think, tomorrow. He's in Ghana right now. So again, Dr. Bople is having this big program in December. He says, Stand, I'm sending only you the invitation. Please don't announce it. Dr. Bople will not announce it, but I know you're having a program in December.
They're not even December.
So you see, if you dare me, I'll put it in my program out.
I already get an invitation telling you.
Okay, so let me put it up there.
So the doctor allowed to stand on? Say he the only man?
Yeah, but I see putting on there. See these people, my city brother, making your veg. Give me too much joy. I can enjoy it.
That's a Bople program.
You don't want to chase me. Oh, I'm in lawyer for rescue business. Now you get to a rescue business.
Brother,
you get to a rescue business. Rescue not for your mom.
What making Mo Ali fair if they say he's swimming in pool? But he respond. Mo Ali just came out and said,
"No, because."
Let me say this. Mo Ali said we pay $5 to swim in the local pool. Mo Ali, you don't owe anybody explanation. Why are you explaining?
That I said don't post that thing in the chat room.
Oh,
Stand down. The man used to be criticizing other people for swimming. Today, he's swimming. So you know what? Let's just move on, man. These guys are just interesting people.
Let me say this. The way in which Mo Ali working his butt off to go in a pool and pay $5 and $10 under the hassle.
Yeah, we know he working his butt off. We know.
He deserves it.
Yeah, we know he deserves it.
Stop interrupting me. No. Stop interrupting me. I beg you. You have the time to do this.
We should be closing. It's not promotional show now. No, you can go promote. When we go, you promote your.
No, you can't tell me where to go and where not to go. Let me talk, my man.
But still, I got a great pool. You got pool for
exactly.
You are close.
Yeah.
Oh my. Labra is rescue now.
I'm closing. I said, please do not interrupt me. I'm closing. I said, please do not interrupt me, please. All right. Let me be the first to close.
No.
What we're going they got back. But on a serious note, let me close. I do believe Mo Ali swimming in a pool, whether he pay $5 or $10, it's okay. Yeah. When you work hard like Mo Ali, and what Mo Ali doing behind the scene, he may not help 100% the young men and women of the country. But I guarantee you, Mo Ali deserve swimming in a pool.
Yes.
Mo Ali deserve. No, to be frank, folks, let me say this. I know what I'm talking about. It's not because he come on Spoon, no. Everywhere you get leaking pipe, everywhere you get something, call Mo Ali, go in the chat room. Please send us a location, will be there. He doesn't have the money, his entity, but he hustle around. The man go and find out, put and I said, don't post it on him. I said, do. I will say this to you. It's better than for you to take. I don't want to
I beg you. Limani. Talk about your swimming pool, I beg you. Talk about your swimming pool. Mo Ali. They're trying looking for a job. They be swimming pool all around the country.
My man, ladies and gentlemen, it was a great show, man. Come back tomorrow, and we just can't wait for Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Again, thank you very much for joining us. Have a good evening from my end. Good night.
Thank you so much. I think our kind of girl we're gonna go. Okay, great. Let me just go quick because I 30 seconds for me. Look, guys, sometimes we gotta joke around, man. They joke. Look, my CDC brother, I love him. Akara's great. Built an entire pool currently that both for them living in the pool because there's no more government money. You can no longer support that pool. But I will continue to say that. Let my brother Mo Ali swim a little bit. And everybody can swim in any pool in Liberia. 5 hours, 10 hours, you go, you swim. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. That doesn't mean the whole country is rescued. As much as I'll continue to chastise this administration, because they got to get it right. Getting it right means providing job for our people. Sometimes we come, we joke, and sometimes we get angry. But Stanton, I'm so disappointed we didn't talk about the budget today because I brought a list of some of the positives in the budget. I went through with a fine comb to try to get.
We said Monday.
Yeah, I understand. We said Monday. But look, guys, it's a library for all. Once in a while, we got to joke. There are possibilities that President Weah could win election again. And we all joke aside. I don't see it coming. They don't have that organization, and they don't have the kind of state money that they used last time. If they can win, we want to see it. And we hope President Bouaga change this thing around before something really. People will don't have hope, think they'll get hope. But we'll get new leadership in Liberia come 2029. And I hope it's something far greater than we ever imagined. I mean, Colonel Gray.
Yeah. So I think when it comes to 2029, we really cannot dismiss anybody. It all depends on the performance of this administration. We set the basis. If you're asking for people who already have some edge in terms of followers, you cannot dismiss George Weah. And even Cummings, even Appleton. So the thing about it is a wide field, but it all determines how this current administration will move ahead that will sway people one way or the other. But again, the issue about at the Supreme Court, I said it before that they asked the court the wrong question, and so they got the wrong answer or the right answer. When you're filing a lawsuit, make sure you file the exact lawsuit you want to file. The Supreme Court was waiting on this issue as much as anybody else. They wanted to, but this principle of separation of power, they can't just meddle. But the court will not decide why it's not within their decision-making power. So as a result, I think now that it has gotten to this level, the Supreme Court will actually render a decision. And that decision, people may or may not like it, but for me, no matter how it goes, Mr. Kofa has stood his ground, and I didn't support him initially, but you know what? We have to stop this thing where a group of people can just come together in a hotel and decide who the next speaker is for an entire republic. That is unfair. And this will put a dent onto that. And I hope the Supreme Court will actually compel them through their ruling to go and follow the procedure or follow the law to the letter, That's exactly what the court was set up to do, and they're going to do it, without recourse to anybody. People may not like it, but the likes of the other lawmakers who feel that it's not within the court's jurisdiction, it's their opinion. But you know what? If the court cannot make a decision on a constitutional matter, I don't know what they will ever make decision on. So kudos to them. The fact about the matter is the fight is on, and those who still want to flout and go the other way, hey, the rest of the international community watching. You might be the next sanctioneer on the list. Period. They're not doing it because they hate you, but they do it because of precedent, and you're breaking that um, that role that you have to play as a lawmaker, a law-abiding person. You're breaking that expectation, that fiduciary duty. So the law will come on the other side against you. But thank you so much.
So I think today's show was good. It was good to talk about hearing from the Supreme Court of Liberia was very important. I think they're acknowledging that they still have a part to play in how the laws are interpreted, and that whatever the decision was today that they sent, or the response to Kofa's inquiry, whatever their decision was today, I think is sound. But I also think it's important to note here that they're asking the majority bloc, through the speaker, for the family, to send a response by the 26th. 26 is not for them to go to court. 26 is not for them to for them to judge the case. When they send their response on the 26th, and I think then that is when the entire bench will issue a date on when they will meet them to discuss this issue. So it's important for us to acknowledge that. They have time. They can go to court. They can go to session on Tuesday. They can decide whether they're going to respond. They're not going to respond. But I can bet that they want to respond to this, because they will be used as this should serve as a matter of precedence for now in Liberia, that people cannot just decide that we will ignore the laws of our country, will ignore the rules and regulations, and we will do whatever we want to do. So on Tuesday, we'll be looking forward to reading a response to what has been issued to them. They have Monday, but they have before or after or latest Tuesday to send in what the response is to what Kofa has sent forward to the judges. I love this. I love that there are laws, that we can follow laws in the country. There are rules. People can just unilaterally decide that I don't want this person. I am not a Kofa fanatic. I am for the rule of law. And I believe that, like I say, every one of them in that house, there's some corruption linked to them. There's something. There's no saint in that house. So they all have issues. They all have concerns. But I want to say thank you to the Supreme Court of Liberia today, who has now stepped forward and said, wait a minute, go back to where you started, send us your response, and then we will look into this case. So it's been a great show. So to the Chinese speaker, just hold your peace, Papa. You have been recalled.
I know. Thank you. So, like, let me connect the dot from you, our brother from China, the other speaker now, like you say, from RLJ Hotel Room, could not win the speakership on the floor, but he wanted to win the speakership from somewhere else on white ballot. Take time, my brother. Richard Cohen is my brother. So we talk, and hopefully he will go back. Compete to win. Don't be running away all around the place. Go to a hotel place. You turn, you speak, or you go back to the hotel. No, that's not it. But good day for the rule of law, and we very much appreciate the adults in the room, the Supreme Court, for trying to restore order again in Liberia. And again, all thanks to Fanatic Kofa, who has shown us what it means to stand up to gang. It is not an easy thing to do. Sometimes it goes against even your own issues, all your own things you somehow benefit somehow at your detriment. But at the end of the day, he is showing us just that. What it means to be a man and stand up to a group of gang. And that's exactly what he's doing. And before I end, we call them the integrity icon. Those guys who are standing on the side of the law, those lawmakers who are ensuring that the law of our country will be something that we all will abide by. One of them, Eugene J.M. Colley of Bond County District 5, will be celebrating his birthday tomorrow. Is today now in Liberia, but tomorrow on our end. I want to salute him and wish him happy birthday. And also want to tell the people of Bond County District number 5, thank you for electing such an integrity icon, a man who wants to ensure Liberia as a land of law remains a land of law. Happy birthday again to you, Eugene J.M. Colley, the representative from District number 5, Bond County. History will judge you, and I hope you enjoy your birthday at its fullest and be happy because you are doing great things for your people and for Liberia. Thank you.
Ava. Ava, you muted.
I'm tired with these lawmakers. We got to speak to the real issues. My closing today, I want to dedicate to 3 young ladies I met today. They were selling Dugaflair. They were tired. They came on my porch. One was chilling, the other one lay on the ground, the other one under the tree in the shade. And it was just, something I had to speak to them. So I tried to find out from them what they were about, whether they were going to school. And yes, they are going to school. They sell only on Saturdays. But they're looking to help their parents. One of them wants to be a pilot. The other 2 want to be doctors. And we have no system to really help these young people start to realize their dream or to just concretize it in a more focused manner. We don't teach aviation in school here in Liberia. We don't know if we have an aviation program that can interest the one that wants to be a pilot. 1 or 2 role models who can help her. The other one, her older sister, wants to be a doctor, so that's her role model. But what about the other one who doesn't have a sister who's trying to be a doctor too? So I'm just saying this: each one has to help one. We have to find a way to help these young people so they can realize their dreams. Our lawmakers have already gotten into their positions. Many of them have benefited off the system. It's time for them to look away from themselves to these young people in Liberia who, they are being used by the parents or by relatives for child labor. They are, limited in their own understanding of the world. They need better exposure. They need better textbook, better material, better technology around them. There are just so many things our education system needs that these lawmakers should be focused on. They should be trying to see how they can shift money from themselves to other places in the budget. So, when we look at these things, this kind of nonsense that they're doing, it's just disappointing that they cannot follow their own rules. If they can't read, the rules are simple. They're not complex. They're very clear what they need to do. The number is 49. If you can't get to that number, stop wasting the people's time. So, all I can say is I'm tired with them. I hope the Supreme Court can make that decision, resolve it, and put this behind us and move on as a country.
All right, thank you. Quinton, did you go?
Not yet.
So Nelson, can you come on?
Not yet. But we were looking to see what happens in the days ahead with the Supreme Court. It's good that the Supreme Court is going to look at this matter. I've always hoped that the Supreme Court at some point was going to look at this matter and run a decision, because we've had this done twice in the past where people have just got to enforce the resignation of the speaker. And this time we are standing up with Speaker Kofa, not because of him as a person, but because we want this to stop. We want people to respect the laws we have as a country. And so I'm looking, and I'll be, following the case to see what happens, what the opinion is. Whatever happens, as respect of the rule of law, I hope all the parties will abide by what the Supreme Court ruling is going to be in this case. And to my dear brother Dwalu and Stanton, dismiss the CDC all you want, but the result of the last election is very telling. Mind you, the Unity Party government, we've had a disastrous first year, like Colin Gray have said. what's going to determine who becomes president in 2029 is going to be the performance of the government. So far, it's been horrible. So you can dismiss. I continue to point out. President Bouaga drives around Monrovia all the time. You don't see any crowd following him. Just we are moving around Monrovia, and there's people all the time. I'm here and I watch the videos. So be mindful, you know.
Put that one on news now. And put
Yeah,
that
well,
one on news.
yeah. So yeah, just be mindful. You can't dismiss Josh Weir. That's the point I'm trying to make. You just can't dismiss Josh Weir. You just can't. You can't dismiss Josh Weir. You know. So it's gonna be
You know,
interesting.
they just have that affinity for somebody who is no longer in power.
Well, but that's
You
part of
know,
the reason why they
yeah.
cast the ballot for him. I remember
All right.
when I was a young person living here, David Johnson, close to the SKD. I'm telling you, I was one of those young people who run beyond George V.R. Carr when they came to play, you know, during the late '90s. So
I think we
it's just
all
been
did
that kind
that.
of thing, you know. So you know, this guy, it's his thing. You know, it's just his thing. You can't dismiss him. What I would hope that the party is going to go through a period of retrospection. They're really going to sit seriously and think about what happened with the last 6 years, and we're going to make the necessary adjustments in preparation for the years ahead.
All
Thank you.
right. Thank you. Nelson?
And I know Joe Biden will be more popular when he leaves power.
Nelson, have a good evening. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Bye.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot to you, Colonel Remy Gray. Okay, and I see everyone is now logging off. Well, folks, it's been another great show here tonight. Thanks to everyone for joining us on this edition of the program. Many thanks to the many of you who have been here following us via the radio on the different frequencies across the country. Spoon FM 107.5, Fabric Radio 101.1, Super 95.5. A host of other radio stations across the country: Trust FM in Bombay, Premier FM in Bonk, Trend Radio in Grand Crew, Radio Yalamani Seklipi in Niba County, Gibi FM in Kakata Gibi. Thanks to all of the radio stations for relaying this edition of the program. We look forward to bringing you another great show tomorrow. 101 with the CEO will be live. But the Spoon Talk is taking its regular weekend break, to be back on Monday. So the next time you listen to Spoon Talk is going to be on Monday, but tomorrow will be 101 with the CEO. Let me say thanks to all of you for following tonight. And Philip Bala, thanks for joining us tonight. Skylar Williams, we appreciate you. Ruth Goba, thanks for joining thanks for joining us tonight. Sam Rennie Siafa, thanks for coming on. Emmanuel Flomo, Idris Lomed, Siata Tengbe, Miss Siata, thanks for joining us tonight. Angeline Warby, thanks for coming on. Robert Clark, I see Leo Kuyate is here. Ben Dan, Madam Marcia Snelling is here as well. Sam Pade, we appreciate you. Thanks to everyone for joining us. Bill Kazan, thanks for joining us, sir. We appreciate you. Mohammed Kale, Rose Bully, Emmanuel Flomo, Esther Akwe, Augustus Cassell. We appreciate all of you for joining us tonight. I see Jeremiah McGill, Augustine Aman, Rini Sando, Samuel Yagbuli. Yes, thanks for coming on tonight. Thanks to all of you who share the program as well. We appreciate you. Yes, we look forward to having a great show on Monday. Spoon Talk will be back 1-on-1 with the CEO. We'll be on the radio tomorrow. Yes. So until then, have a good night. Coming up next is the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. You can make up time to join us. Raymond Johnson, Leo Gay, Bintu Jale. Yes. Thanks to everyone for coming on tonight. Let's hope we can be here tomorrow. But still, you can join us shortly for the late night show, the crew. will be here with me, and we'll be having a great show very shortly. Until then, have a good night, and from the Spoon Talk, we say bye-bye for now.
Just move